Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Appreciate you guys so much for coming through for this live stream here as we've got the opening game, the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So definitely looking forward to have the season on the way here. And let's see how Tampa's going to look on this first drive. But definitely let me know in the comment section, who are you guys rooting for in this one? And what do you guys predict the final score to be? All right, so we've got Tampa starting off at the 25 in the shotgun formation. Gronkowski's in motion. All right, handed off. And that is a carry of, looks like about 5 yards on that first carry. And that's Leonard Fournette starting at running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the carry. But yeah, this Tampa Bay team bringing back all of its starters from the previous season in which they won the Super Bowl. So you have to believe Super Bowl is the expectation here for these Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they want nothing more than a repeat. And that's going to be 2nd and 5. Brady on the center, one back in the backfield. And they're going to hand it off to Leonard Fournette again. This time a gain of about 3 yards. And so I'm going to be watching to see how this Dallas Cowboys defense is going to look. You know, obviously the changes that they have now on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to be real interesting to see, you know, how this team is going to do. They've got a lot of young guys here and a lot of guys that are trying to prove themselves on this defensive side of the ball. So really looking forward to seeing how this defense is going to look tonight and talk about an opening challenge here. And on 3rd and 2, it looks like they're going to bring just about everybody, honestly. Brady snaps it out the gun. He's looking. Offensive line is holding up. He's able to throw it just out of Chris Godwin's reach, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So excellent first possession for the defense of the Cowboys. And, yeah, the Buccaneers are going to end up punting this ball. Azure Shack, thank you so much for joining the stream. Now it definitely confirms this is going to be a great stream. Yeah, glad to have you here. Appreciate you. But, yeah, so you've who are you rooting for in this one? I mean, are you rooting for Dallas or you think Tampa's going to win? Let me know. Mike, glad to have you here, Mike. Appreciate you for joining. And so you've got Tampa Bay winning 43-17. Gotcha. Yeah, that's I could honestly see that happening. Although I think it'll probably more so along the lines of let's go 34-20 or something like that. I know I put my prediction videos up there earlier, but I think 34-20 sounds about right. But now if they keep punting like that. Let's see. Other Shack says incredible punt. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's textbook. That's how you want to punt the ball, honestly. So that is really good. Let's see. Other Shack says, so excited to see Dak out there. I'm excited to see Dak. I'm excited to see Coop out there, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke. I'm excited to see everybody, bro. Like, opening night. I mean, don't get me wrong. Preseason was fun, but my goodness. So Dak in the shotgun. He's looking. He throws. Oh, man, what a throw. What a throw to Coop. Yeah, glad I'm not going against Amari Cooper tonight in fantasy football. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. That was a nice throw. Nice throw. I mean, hey, if Dallas can come out like this, you know, we can have a very interesting game. I mean, would not this make for an interesting start to the season if the Cowboys were to somehow be able to pull this off? I mean, sometimes you forget just how much talent this Cowboys team really has. All right, hand it off to Zeke. All right, Zeke falling forward. Got a little burst to him for 4.5 yards there. So I know the Cowboys just having Dak out there. I mean, last year we got to see just how important Dak is to this offense, especially right now. And, man, having him back, that is huge. for these Dallas Cowboys. On 2nd and 6 out the shotgun, Dak's looking. He throws. I'm guessing that's going to be a first down. He throws that one to Schultz. Referee got us. Well, if that yellow line is accurate, it should be just a little shy of the first. Third and 1. Let's see who's going to win. Cowboys offensive line or Buccaneers defensive line. They hand it to the up back, and that looks to be, I don't know if he got it, but it's going to be close. Referee say he has it. First down. Okay, Adashak, yeah, me and you, yeah, I thought maybe I was just seeing it wrong, but it looked to me initially like he was short on the play. I got to watch this replay and see. I mean, I guess, it seemed like he had great control, first of all, of his upper body on that play right there, and just to be able to stay up and outreach the ball and not lose it in that situation. So good job for Zeke on that one. Coop in motion. They hand it off to Zeke. Zeke looking to bounce it outside, cuts it in. All right, nice gain on that one. So right now, I love the energy that the Cowboys are coming out with. Obviously, they understand they can just go out there and play football. You talk about expectations. All the expectations, for the most part, is for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. But, hey, the Cowboys, they want to show they're not just out here to suit up. They're coming out here to win. All right, so Dak under the gun. He play fakes it, and he throws it to Schultz again. Somebody's very happy who has him on their fantasy team right now with all these catches he's getting. Oh, yeah, Kellen Moore's going to have a great game. And if you're Dallas, you want to definitely get an early lead in this one. Take the crowd out of it early. That is the game plan. Take the crowd out and take control of this one. You don't want to be playing catch-up against these Buccaneers. Tony Pollard's in. Dak under center. Play action fake. He's looking. He throws. That's going to be an incomplete pass there to CeeDee Lamb. I like the idea there. Just a little off. Yeah, I mean, I feel CeeDee could have caught that, though. I mean, he could have. So Dak in the shotgun. 2nd down and 10. Snaps the ball, hands it. Play fakes to Zeke. Oh, man, and CeeDee Lamb again with consecutive drops. My goodness, CeeDee Lamb. And someone who's – yeah, people who's got him on their fantasy team this week are not happy with these consecutive drops right now. All right, let's see. Adashak says that Kellen Moore is a very overrated OC. Oh, okay. Bet. He says everyone always gives him praise when they succeed, but when they fail horribly, offense, it all goes to Mike McCarthy. You bring up a very valid part because I have seen that be the case many times, and that's always the case when it comes to these offensive coordinators. You're popular until you become the head coach. Then when you become the head coach, then, yeah, everything that goes wrong is on you. So I certainly get that for sure. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to the players making plays. But I like the way that, Zeke looks so far running the ball. I know it's super early, but yeah, I think Zeke really working to get back in shape was a good move on his part. All right, 3rd and 15. Now let's see what they got in store here on 3rd down. Coop up top. CeeDee Lamb with some consecutive drops. Let's see if he can get a big catch. Tampa's looking to bring pressure. Drops a couple guys back. Pressure gets there. Incomplete pass. and that defense steps up. It bent a little, but it didn't break. Penalties can hurt you, and yeah, they cannot afford to have those type of penalties, especially when the drive is moving so well. But you combine, that penalty plus CD Lamb with a couple drops, and overall the drive stalls out. But Dallas did look good on that possession. If they can look like that every possession, they'll get some points in this one. But you don't want to be third and long against this Buccaneers defense. They got some guys that can come after you. All right, let's see what kind of punt Dallas can get here. All right, so Dallas punts the ball. High punt. All right, another good punt. These punters, they're on it right now. I will say that. But yeah, I mean, so far, just seeing what we've seen so far, Dak's shoulder, it looks pretty good right now to me. I don't know what's going on with CD Lamb and, a couple of those drops, but it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, so Azure Shack, or Mike, let me know if you guys have any guys on your fantasy team that's currently playing in this game. Definitely let me know in the comment section. Would love to hear it. I'll tell you what, though, all that news that came from the Baltimore Ravens earlier today in terms of the injuries and stuff. I mean, Gus Edwards going down, that was big right there. I mean, hurts for the Ravens, hurt for fantasy football owners that have him. It was just breaking news all around right there. So that was a tough break for the Baltimore Ravens earlier today. All right, let's see. So Azure Shack says, which do I prefer, NBA 2K or Madden? I'm more of a Madden guy, so I prefer Madden over 2K just because football has always been my preference, and I feel like I'm better at football. I mean, back in the day, maybe 2K might have stood a stronger chance, but I'm definitely better at Madden, so I prefer Madden for sure. For sure. Let's see. Mike says, was going over my week 1 game predictions. Let me know what you think, Mike. I know there's a lot of games there, so definitely let me know your thoughts on that one. I know I sort of went over the amount of time that I wanted to go. I did 30 minutes. I was aiming to try to keep it less than 15, but yeah, I kind of got carried away talking about each team. So I know that was a lot to go through. All right, so Mike Evans, let's see. So this is going to be 2nd and 5 here. All right, so Rojo's in the game. Out wide. Brady's got no backs in the backfield. Dallas brings 5 guys. He gets it out super quick. And that's Mike Evans with the reception. And yeah, I mean, you think about all the weapons that Tampa Bay has on offense. I mean, from Mike Evans to Chris Godwin, and then just even the running backs that they have. They have 2 very good, talented running backs as well that can bode well as the season goes on and you get into colder weather and you need to run the ball. They can do either, so that is great. All right. That one outside of Mike Evans' reach. Brady just threw that one pretty much as quickly as he could. 2nd down and 10. Let's see. All right, so Abstract says the same, prefers football too. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I do love, some basketball. But when it comes to me playing online and stuff, because that's the only time I really play now is just to play online. Yeah, I'm gonna play Madden. I feel like I'm a lot better on Madden than I am on 2K. There's a reason why you guys see mostly Madden streams whenever I do stream. Meanwhile, it's second down and 10. Brady in the shotgun. Leonard Fournette's going out the backfield. He throws it to Gronk with the catch in tight coverage there. And that's going to be a first down. Tampa. No surprise there. They've been doing it for years. The chemistry between those two is very, very, very well, to say the least. And Gronk showing that he can still get a little, just a tiny bit separation, just enough. You see Micah Parsons running behind him there. Brady's looking at offensive line, hold up for him nicely. And Antonio Brown, he gets the reception. So Brady's getting everybody the ball right now. But what a throw to Antonio Brown. And that's why Brady loves having him around, guys, because you can do stuff like that. And that's the difference right now with the Brady you see with the Buccaneers. And even a couple of years ago when he was in New England, he couldn't throw those passes like that to those Patriots receivers. They're not built to go get the ball like these guys are down here in Tampa Bay. Brady's in the shotgun, one back in the backfield. Brady's looking, throws it, and it's caught again by Antonio Brown. So he is spreading the wealth around. All right, so we've got first and 10. Let's see, Mike says I should aim for 30 or more. I'm good for listening, to not have to change so much. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I definitely can aim for that 30 or more mark for sure. So yeah, if you guys don't mind, listening through that, then perfect. But yeah, I definitely was enjoying going through the teams for this week, because there's some good games this week. There really are some good games. Leonard Fournette with a carry, getting a couple yards there. And we know how Leonard Fournette was such a huge factor for Tampa in the playoffs. Just him being able to step in when Rojo went down and have the type of games that he did, it added another element to this offense as if they needed anything else. My sports radio fix. Yes, definitely. Let's see. Mike says, depends on how much energy Brady has. He could get over 43 if he goes fast. Absolutely. I agree with that. I think that at some point in the second half, though, I think they'll use more of the Leonard Fournette-Rojo combination against Dallas in the second half, or at least once they get, a couple score lead. But you're right. They very well could, especially with it being the opener, just to show off for the fans. I can see that. But yeah, Brady's just conducting pass after pass, as we've seen him do for so long. I tell you what, though, if you're a fantasy football owner and you've got any of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receivers, you're in good hands. You're feeling pretty good right now. But this is the true question. Near the goal line, who's going to get this touchdown? Fantasy football owners, they're going to want to know this. First and goal at the 5, Brady in the shotgun. Fakes it to Leonard Fournette, throws it, and it's a touchdown. Chris Godwin with the touchdown reception in the first points of the NFL season. Tampa Bay scores just like that. 9 plays, 94 yards, 4 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock. So, wow, just like that. And Brady, he does it so routinely. Let's see. Mike says the Buccaneers could just be called the Pro Bowl team. They very well can. Like, legitimately, they very well can. They've certainly got the guys. Let's see. Ashak says that they said AB was playing, and he did in his prime. He was playing like it so far. He really does look like it. Every time I see AB, like, he really does strike me to where if it wasn't for the off-the-field stuff, then, yeah, he definitely would, have offers elsewhere. But everybody's so scared right now to mess with AB, and because they just know that, you put him back in a situation where he's the main man, and, yeah, it probably won't work out the way you'd want it to. But, yeah, in terms of how he looks out there on the field, absolutely. And I think that was pretty evident in some games last year as well. Let's see. Ashok says that it's really incredible to see how Tom saves AB's career. That's one thing about Tom, though. Like Tom, he understands, like him just being a leader, he has a voice on the team. So when he said, hey, got to bring my man AB, Bruce Arians did not want to do it. We know that. But eventually, Tom won it. I mean, you can't tell a guy who's won so many Super Bowls, no, you're not going to do it, especially if it's not going to cost you that much to do it in the first place. That's what really helped this out. The fact that they didn't have to pay so much for the services of an AB, and that reward is going to be extremely big. Mike, no. Mike says that the Bucks garbage players are better than a lot of the Bills roster. Come on, Mike. That's not fair, Mike. I cannot agree with that, Mike. Now, head to toe, are they better? Sure. But in terms of just, the garbage players, though, come on now, Mike. You make it sound like the Bills just had 2 or 3 wins last year. Come on now. The Bills maybe just be the biggest threat to the Buccaneers, at least, outside of Kansas City in the AFC. I throw the Browns above them as well, but hey, they're very well up there. Let's see. Mike says, let's not lose sight. Cowboys are a premier team, and they will put up no challenge to the Pro Bowl team. Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to the Cowboys, though, my goodness, this year they've really been showcasing a lot. They've been using this whole Dak Prescott situation to really draw a lot of interest. So I will give that to Jerry Jones and company. Like, they really have hyped up the Cowboys a lot. But it's exciting to see Dak Prescott back for these Cowboys, though. I mean, obviously, CeeDee Lamb, I expect a big year from him. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, all those guys. But yeah, I mean, they was in the Hall of Fame game in the preseason, so that was a primetime matchup. They're here to start off the season, another primetime matchup. Then you're talking about, the hard knocks going through Dallas. It's been a lot of Dallas stuff this offseason. So, yeah, we want to see what this team's going to look like against the team that won the Super Bowl last year. If we really want to know how the Cowboys stack up, this is the perfect game, and we will know by the end of the night where the Cowboys stand. Shaq says NBC keeps having a line with breaking news, and then it literally says nothing. Let's see. Man, it feels like time is going by fast, guys. Like, we really still got just 5 minutes and 23 seconds. I feel like the game just got started. You want to talk about creative workouts and stuff, just try following Jameis Winston around in his pregame workouts. All right, so let's see if Dallas can respond and make this an exciting game here. I really want to see them respond. Tony Pollard in motion. Throws it to Tony Pollard out the backfield. He's going. That's going to be a first down. I like the creativity using both backs in the backfield because Tony Pollard brings a different element to this offense that I feel like they should definitely utilize to help keep Zeke fresh. And so we got a 1st and 10 here. All right, so Dak throws it quick, and now Michael Gallup has it. So both teams doing a great job of getting the ball inside the hands of their playmakers early and often. Let's see. Mike says that our secondary is garbage, and all we got is Trey White. Hey, Trey White is good. I'd love to see him line up for the Patriots in the future. Just throwing that out there. Let's see. Mike says that drops. If you're gonna beat Brady, you have to play perfect like Foles and the Eagles one year. Must we be reminded of that, Mike? Must we talk about that? And meanwhile, nice pass to Michael Gallup again. Dak Prescott looking like he never took games off last year. I mean, he's standing there. He's looking confident in the pocket. I'm seeing some nice throws, not seeing any type of thing that indicates any type of shoulder problems and stuff to me. I mean, he's throwing it right there on the money. But yeah, I get what you're saying, though, Mike. Let's see. Ashak says that Tony Pollard is so underrated. He really is. I mean, guys like Tony Pollard, I mean, my goodness. I mean, he's the kind of person that, you want to be able to get, if you're in a deep fantasy league, you want to get him late. You know he's going to get some carries, but, oh, man, what a nice fake by Tony Pollard on that one. And he's still moving forward. That's just the effort play to get that many yards by Tony Pollard. Speaking of Tony Pollard. But, yeah, I absolutely love what he brings to this offense in terms of just a different dimension. And I feel like he's the perfect complement to someone like an Ezekiel Elliott. And so having those two on the field together, that's just going to help keep everybody happy in terms of you never know which guy's going to get the ball. But that was one heck of a fake to Amari Cooper on that fake reverse. Dak in the shotgun. It's 2nd and 3. Move Zeke to the other side. Let's see what they call. Okay, Dak on the run. On the bootleg, throws it. Is that a catch? Excellent catch by Michael Gallup. And so, yeah, Gallup, he's out there showing us that he really wants to win this game. Now, let's see that replay there because that was excellent. That was textbook. Get both your toes in bounce, secure the ball. Excellent. That's textbook on how to do that sideline catch. All right, Dak under center. Fakes it to Zeke. He throws it. And this is caught by Jarin this time. Gain of about 6 yards. And, yeah, they're doing an excellent job of spreading the ball around. And, I mean, that's what the ideal is when you have that many weapons. And that's the thing about both of these teams. They come in with an abundance of weapons, particularly at the wide receiver and at the running back positions. All right, Dak in the shotgun. He's looking. He throws it. And CeeDee Lamb with the reception. And that's a touchdown, Cowboys. Touchdown for CeeDee Lamb. And after the first possession where he had 2 drops, he's able to capitalize and cap off with the touchdown this drive. Way to redeem himself. And so, guys, I mean, we may have a shootout today. Who knows? But touchdown for the Cowboys. Yeah, that was a big-time play there. I mean, the way that he had such touch on the ball to get it just enough over the defender and in between the safety, that was an excellent pass. And then CeeDee Lamb doing the rest. Meanwhile, we have a guy that's down being looked at by the medical staff. But, guys, what a game we've got so far in the opener. And that's going to take us to break. I mean, Dak Prescott so far, he is 10 of 13 in this game for 124 yards and plus now that touchdown. So, hey, this is looking like, if they can play like this consistently throughout the game, what you want to avoid, though, if you're Dallas, is that you don't want to end up in 3rd and long, 2nd and long situations. Because the moment that you're in those long situations, that's where your guys that Tampa Bay possess can really get after their quarterback. I mean, nobody wants to get hit by a guy like Ndamukong Suh. I know I sure don't want to. And then nobody. I mean, the guys that they have on that defense, we're talking about some playmakers that are up and coming. These guys are only getting better. So this is one thing that's why it's important that Dallas scored on this possession to make sure that they're not going to be playing behind, but rather just match the pace of what Tampa Bay's got. And let's see what this ends up in the 4th quarter, basically. But I love the play calling as well on this drive, utilizing both Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott in their creative ways, and not to mention all the receivers, making sure that everybody plays their role, gets their touches. You saw Michael Gallup play a role on that drive, and as well as obviously CeeDee Lamb finishing it, Amari Cooper. Everybody's involved, including the tight ends. Everybody's involved. And so that's how you're going to take advantage of a lot of teams' defenses this year. My phone on. Let's see. Mike says, very impressive drive. It really was very impressive. Like, it really was. Like, you would not think that Dak missed as much time as he did, given how he looked. And he made some nice throws, honestly. He looked comfortable in that pocket. And the way that the offensive line was able to give him just enough time on this drive, that was huge as well. The offensive line, that's the X factor right now. If this offensive line can continue to give Dak Prescott that type of room to have the time that he needs and to where he doesn't have to run too much, move too much, and he can be comfortable in that pocket, we can see a different version of this Dallas Cowboys team. We can actually see this team reach the potential in which everybody's been talking about for at least the last ever since the Cowboys acquired Amari Cooper. We've been hearing about the potential of this team, but one thing's gone wrong, another thing's gone wrong, injuries here, injuries there. But if this team can stay healthy, my goodness, this could be a fun team to watch, guys. Like, it really can. And now Dallas goes for the extra point to tie this one up. Extra point is good. That's money. We got a tie ball game here. A tie ball game. And we're almost at the end of the first quarter, guys. So this is what's impressive. And definitely want to take this time and thank each and every person here for joining the stream, whether you're watching through YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Appreciate all of you guys so much and all the support. Make sure, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that you do consider doing so that way we can have a lot of these streams throughout the season together, as well as stay up to date with all kind of sports content. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss that for sure. But, man, as you can see, we are tied up 7-7 apiece. Now, we know Tom Brady's going to want to come back and respond. We already know that. So let's see what Tom Brady and company's got in store when they get the ball back coming up here. And I tell you what, though, anybody that started, whether it's a wide receiver or the starting running backs on either of these teams, you're happy right now because your guys are getting targets, they're getting yards, and it's probably helping your fantasy football team a lot right now. So let's see if this continues on as we get ready to conclude the first quarter in about 1 minute and 36 seconds to go. Let's see. Ashak says that Dak is a game changer for the Dallas. Exactly. He is a game changer. But I do love the running back situation as well because we know what they're capable of doing in the passing game with the weapons that they have. And we know what Zeke used to look like. But if Zeke, the fact that he lost weight and stuff, if him and Tony Pollard can give that combination of burst and power and be able to make it to where you really are game planning for these guys a lot like they used to do back when, Dak was younger in the league, then I'm telling you, this could really pay off big here for the Cowboys. Let's see. Mike says that Tampa weakness is the secondary. And so, but definitely. But those are some young guys they have in the secondary for sure. And so that pass rush for Tampa is that X factor, though, because the less time you have to really make the play, the better those guys are going to look. Meanwhile, Tom Brady hands it off. And this is to Rojo. He gets about 3 yards on the carry. Let's see if they're going to start getting him involved in the offense too. And so now we're going to be looking at about a 2nd down and 7 coming up. Yeah, Mike says the best guy hurt right now. It's really tough, really tough. Let's see. Mike says Winfield, I'm not sold. I feel like it may take some time when it comes to Winfield. I feel like he's one of those corners that, as he gets more years in the league, he'll start with his veteran presence will be able to help him. Meanwhile, Tom Brady, play action fake, throws it to AB again. And AB, I'm telling you, he's out there making plays, y'all. He is showing that he still has plenty left in the tank, guys. So he is fired up. He wants to prove it this year. He was disappointed in the market that there was not more money for him. Now let's see what this penalty is going to be. Let's see what this penalty is going to be. All right, that's on the defense. And they declined the penalty. Let's see. Mike says the Tampa O-line is kind of weak. Let's see. Get caught up on some of these. Ashak says another AB catch. Yeah, and for the lucky person that started AB on their fantasy team, they are definitely happy about that. Meanwhile, Rojo with another carry. I happen to actually have Rojo on my fantasy team, and thanks to the whole Gus Edwards situation, yeah, I'm going to be rooting that Rojo gets a little bit more carries now because this was a last-minute thing. Meanwhile, Leonard Fournette comes in the moment I say that. But yeah, we've got to see how this young Dallas defense is going to respond as well in this game. Because if Dallas is going to have a chance, they're going to need to get some stops against this offense, kind of like we saw the first possession. Meanwhile, Brady's dropping back. Oh, what a nice job by Tom Brady to not lose the ball. Because I'm telling you, a young quarterback would have lost that ball in that situation. But somehow, some way, it was just avoided without that ball being knocked out. But he felt that pressure coming. Yeah, somehow, some way, he was able to still hold the ball secure enough to not lose it. Let's see. Mike says Dak can win if he go deep and receivers amped and hit hard. Absolutely. There's definitely a chance. I know that the consensus is that Tampa's going to win, but there's certainly a chance. There's a reason why Dallas was picked for this game. Meanwhile, Brady's looking, offensive line doing a great job. And that's incomplete. So AB does drop one. So he is human after all. And that's how we're going to conclude the end of the first quarter, guys. And man, what a quarter it has been. The first quarter's already been plenty of excitement, lots of passing, lots of big plays already. And it's just the first quarter. Let's see what quarter number 2 has in store. All right, so Mike says sign Adrian Peterson. And so which team are we referring to? The Baltimore Ravens, I assume, for Adrian Peterson? Let's see. He also says sign Gore. Now, those are some experienced backs. They do a good job of avoiding injuries for the most part. Now, Mike says Dak is good. Moments shifting. Dak is, yes. And that's one thing about momentum, definitely, how it's always shifting, from stuff. So if Dallas can just find a way defensively to match the intensity of the offense, they're going to need some big plays. And honestly, they're going to have to get some sacks early on, make Tampa Bay lose yards and play from behind the chains early on. If they can do that, I'm telling you, good things are going to happen for this Dallas team, this young Dallas team. And so I'm really going to be paying attention to over the course of the season how this Dallas defense is going to progress, because I feel like as the year goes on, this defense will get better and get better. But they're going to need for this defense to play at a much higher level than what they saw last season for sure. But certainly, with the correct defensive coordinator that they've got, it's certainly possible this team can improve defensively, unlike last year. I feel like the first quarter went by like extremely quickly. Because there wasn't too many drops. A lot of passes were being made. The clock kept running. A lot of long drives as well. We didn't see a long 60-yard reception or something like that. No, we saw some hard working drives, nice passes. Nice passes across the middle, towards the end, mid-range passes. What I mean to say, we saw a lot of it. So definitely a great play calling by both teams on offense. All right, so now it is the start of the second quarter, and Tampa's going to punt the ball. Let's see if they get an amazing punt like they did the first possession. All right, that looks like a great punt if the flag does not take that away. All right, so that's a holding on the offense. Meanwhile, let's see. Ajashak says that he hopes AP and AD get signed. He's a great running back. Yeah, they are both. Yeah, AP, he's a great running back. I was very impressed with how he looked last year in Detroit. Because honestly, he still runs with a great amount of power. He still runs competitive. And the only thing that he's really lacking is just that speed, really. If he had speed, I guarantee it'd be a lot different, but he does lack that speed. But hey, AP, he's going to give it to you. He's going to give you everything he's got and then some. Everything he's got. So, absolutely. Let's see. Tampa punts the ball. All right, so we're going to get a return. Let's see what Wilson's got. Okay. Ran into his own guy, but he was making some moves left and right here. And if he just had a couple more blocks, he could have probably had an opening. A lot of work for a couple yards, I will say that. Let's see. Mike says Tampa has a good old player named Whiff. Half the distance to the goal in that penalty. All right, so Dallas offense is going to come back. Let's see if they can be consecutive, Let's see if they can score again. Because if they can score again, and this offense, I'm talking about, really heats up to their potential, wow, this could be really good. Absolutely. Let's see. Mike says that McCoy tank is empty. LaShawn by him got a ring with Kansas City and then Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, Dak's in the shotgun, fakes it, throws it to Wilson. And so, yeah, Dallas is utilizing every single wide receiver. And you're noticing there's a lot of fakes that are running back, stuff to make the defense really think about what's really going on right now. Meanwhile, it's 2nd and 8. Tempo is picking up for Dallas. Then a shotgun, Dak's looking. He throws it quick. Caught by Tony Pollard. Great concentration to wheel that one in by Tony Pollard on that reception to give them a 3rd and short situation. And they're still keeping the tempo up here. They really want to keep Tampa on the field and make sure that they keep that tempo up and tire them out. Don't give them a chance to make adjustments. And that's going to be stuffed. That's going to be stuffed. You got Ndamukong Suh. You've got Jason Pierre-Paul. Yeah, you want to get out of there. That's for sure. That's going to be 4th down. Let's see. Yeah, on LaShawn. You know what? You guys bring up a great fact because, LaShawn McCoy, he in 2019 he was ringless, but I mean, hey, not 1 but 2. I mean, who knows? I mean, he seems to now figure out the formula for how to determine what team's going to win the championship and how to be on that roster. So that is great. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 2 in a row. Oh, yeah, extremely nasty. I'm telling you. Yes. And so that I'm telling you, the guys up front that Tampa got, those are some good ones here. And that's what helps this defense out, really. And that's what helps a young secondary. When you have a young secondary, but you have a front like that, that helps them out from time to time, because the other team's not going to have all day to make plays. They're really not. Absolutely. Let's see. Ajacek says that he was a huge Shady fan, and it was awesome to see. He was really awesome with Philly. Yeah, I remember that time down there in Philly, honestly. I mean, it was fun to see the way that he just, like all his shaking and stuff in the backfield. It was fun to see. I mean, that was a fun time because I believe Shady was there, especially during the time that one year that Mike Vick was there. I think he was also and Mike Vick had his best year as a passer that year, hands down, so just seeing that and then just all those years being down there in Philly, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. Nobody throws a party like Shady does. I will say that. That's all I'll say with that. But nobody throws a party like Shady does. A lot of consent forms being signed. Let's see. Meanwhile, we're going to have another commercial break. Let's see. Mike says, where's is Cowboys running back other than Pollard? Well, so far they've utilized, Zeke. They've been using both running backs, honestly, between Zeke and Tony Pollard. So it's been just those two for the most part. In terms of, I wouldn't even know who their third running back is right now, honestly. But yeah, those are the two running backs: Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm excited for Zeke. I mean, Zeke could really have a big, I'm not going to call it a bounce back year because he's still out there getting 1,000 yards rushing and stuff. But yeah, he can definitely have a year where he gets about 1,200 yards rushing. I think that's very possible for him. Now, obviously, when you share the rock with Tony Pollard, some of that's going to go to Tony Pollard. But yeah, he can have a big year. Mike says, "Oh no, sounds like you know about McCoy parties with his consent forms." I heard, yeah, yeah. Everybody knows about that. I remember when that came out. That was a hot topic right there. I mean, Shady, he knows what he's doing with those consent forms. I mean, it's crazy the type of parties that those NFL and NBA players be having. I mean, who would think like some of those guys where they have like the whole I heard one NBA player, I forget which NBA player it was, but he says like he just has like a whole like what's supposed to be a candy jar inside the middle of his room, but instead of candy it's filled with like nothing but condoms and stuff. Just absolutely wild, man. These parties that these players have, absolutely wild. But that's right. I mean, Shady, he was a Bill, so I think was he a Bill at the time that we found out about that? Can't remember that much. All right, so Brady's got no backs in the backfield. He puts Leonard Fournette in motion. So now he's got a back in the backfield. Hands it to Leonard Fournette. Gain of about 2 yards. All right, let's see. 2nd and 8. Brady has it. He's looking. Throws it to Gronk. Gain of about 6 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short situation. Mike says just his luck. He would go to an NBA guys party and want a gumball. Well, Mike, I guarantee you wouldn't find it at that party. At least not there. At least not there. Let's see. Brady takes a snap. He's looking. He throws it. Oh, man. Godwin with some space there. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, anybody that's got these guys in their fantasy team, they are extremely happy right now. I promise you that. See what this penalty is all about. I mean, if this defense can just find a way to not let Tampa score, at least not a touchdown, it's going to be plays like this is going to ultimately determine the game because you really don't want Tampa to go down and drive a touchdown if you're Dallas. I mean, these referees are having a full-blown conversation here. All right, so these offsetting penalties, I mean, my goodness, that's what the long conversation was all about. But man, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is a wild penalty. I know that they're going to make some changes, but come on now, come on, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's see. Mike says no celebration, no enjoying yourself. That's the route they want to take. I don't know why they did that though, because I mean, I don't feel like it was getting out of hand or anything, but I don't know. They're always looking for something to change, but that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So offsetting penalties. We're looking at a 1st and 10. Brady play action fake. He's looking. He throws it. Nice bullet pass again to Chris Godwin. And I'm telling you, I mean, Chris Godwin, he knows what it is. You know, he's playing to try to get that big contract at the end of the season. And he's out there performing for sure. And Brady knows. Brady knows what gets me about Tom Brady and what makes him a great quarterback when it comes to being a teammate is that as a quarterback, he's fully aware of your incentives if you're a wide receiver, tight end, how much you need to reach those incentives. And he makes sure he goes out of his way to make sure that you reach those incentives. Or if you know that you're playing for the contract, he's going to go out there and get you the ball. He's making sure that everybody gets it. Meanwhile, Leonard Fournette just powering forward. Now, I did tell you guys that I did have Rojo on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping that they sub in Rojo right now, let him carry the ball in for a touchdown. I mean, can they do me one solid here and help Rojo? Because some of us are still, you know, sad about the whole Gus Edwards situation and trying to recover from that. Says exactly. Let them celebrate. It is ridiculous. Absolutely agree with you guys. Absolutely. Look at that Jensen guy. All right, let's see. 2nd and goal. Play fake. And to Gronkowski, which doesn't help my fantasy football team, but great for them. Touchdown. Let's see. Big Gronk from Buffalo. Let's see. Adashak says, let's go. Adashak has him in his fantasy team, and he's starting them. Got to be a great move. You got to feel good about that. Gronk in the end zone. There you go. Big time play. Now I'm sort of regretting overlooking Gronk in fantasy football, sort of. But there you go, guys. Tom Brady throws another touchdown. Somebody's got Tom Brady right now. You know, Mike, I sort of knew this was coming. I sort of had a feeling this was going to come after the touchdown. Mike says, speaking of goofy parties, Gronk. Hey, when they asked Gronk why did he choose to go to Arizona for college, it was simple. Rob, he was thinking about partying. That's what he was doing. He chose Gronk because of the parties. There wasn't no X's and O's. There wasn't no facilities. There wasn't no draft consideration. It was purely about partying. That's what he chose. And you know what? I mean, hey, maybe if I was in that situation, maybe that would have been the case as well. But Gronk, he chose the party school for sure. So definitely, you know, Gronk's all about some partying for sure. Mike says, I feel like I saw this in 2012. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how things change. You know, I mean, things change and we're still – I mean, because if you look at the recent list in terms of teams that were being, you know, either mentioned or signed and stuff like that, I mean, guys like Le'Veon Bell and stuff, it makes you go back sometime. It's like, man, you know, like how far back are we going? But absolutely. Let's see. Ashak says that this taunting rule ain't it. It is just playing goofy. Hey, you're right about that. You know, this reminds me of the year where I think it was 2017, if I'm not mistaken, in the catch rule. And like how everybody knew that it wasn't a catch, but it was stupid that they kept saying, or they were saying that it was catch. I forget which it was, but their definition of a catch just completely destroyed what we see is a catch and what isn't a catch. So that was absolutely wild. Let's see. Mike says totally Ravens should beg Marshawn. Beast mode. Would that not make for great entertainment? But I mean, realistically, though, if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I at least want to pick up the phone and reach out to Latavius Murray. I know he was recently let go by the Saints, and I feel like of the people on the market, he probably would be the best fit to come in to where I know he can come in and be able to fit my system and what I want to do. So I would reach out to Latavius Murray. If that didn't work out, maybe someone like Todd Gurley, but Marshawn at this point, I mean, I saw what he looked like that last year in Seattle. And so I think Marshawn right now, he's more focused on just enjoying everything that he's worked so hard to get. But I tell you what, though, they're definitely not done with that running back room. The guys they brought in, this is for right now, but they very well could not be done when it comes to additions. I tell you what, though, the Ravens, they definitely got the most accomplished practice squad I ever seen. I will say that. But it's very tough talking about it, though. I mean, Gus Edwards had such high hope for him on the fantasy team. When I selected him, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have running back problems, at least not early in the season. And bam, that happened. And guys, I'm in a 16-person league. So you lose a running back, it's a wrap. It's tough. It's tough. Let's see. I'll get back to your comment, Mike. I realized I skipped your comment there. But let's see. Ajashak says that I am nervous for the Chicago game. I don't have high hopes. Ajashak, when I did my predictions, there was no way. I knew that the Rams, that defensive line that they got Aaron Donald alone versus that Bears offensive line and Andy Dalton at quarterback. My goodness. I don't like that matchup at all. Meanwhile, the Cowboys play fake. Dak's looking. Throws it to CeeDee Lamb. Okay, so CeeDee Lamb's having a big game, y'all. And there you go. These Cowboys, I'm telling you, they're looking right out there. They're looking right. Can they respond and tie this up? That's what I want to know. Can they respond? Because they're going to have to. They're going to have to help this young defense out. This defense just have to make a few stops, but this offense is going to have to carry the load today. I mean, that's why you pay Dak all that money, though, for games like this. That's why he's getting paid the big bucks, literally getting paid the big bucks. So he's got to go out there and perform. No backs in the backfield. He's looking 1st and 10. Tampa looks to be bringing pressure. Let's see if they hold up with it. They're sending 5 guys. Offensive line does a great job of protecting. Is that going to be a flag? That's a flag. I knew it. That's a flag. You cannot do that. You can't do it. Come on, son. You got to know. If you don't know that's a flag, that's part of the problem right there. But, yeah, as a Shaq, I definitely feel you when it comes to that. Let's see. Mike says that I hate when the NFL has years where they have that catch rule. You need to hold the ball like a baby and do the dance moves from Thriller. Hey, Mike, that year they still would have said that was an incomplete pass. They would have said the ball just had too much movement in that celebration. But absolutely got you there. Absolutely. All right, so 1st and 10. Let's see if Dallas can really finish on this drive. They're at the 40, so they're going to want to keep this momentum going. A lot of guys bunched up. Play action fake. A lot of play action fake here. And Dak's looking. Throws the ball short to his tight end. And Jarwin with the reception. Nice reception on that one. And Pierre-Paul is saying that that's out of bounds, incomplete. But the ref says another thing. I mean, hey, this is a good one, guys. I mean, Dallas can keep this up. This will be real nice. Let's see. Let's watch the replay. Ooh. Looking at that. Well, that's going to be a challenge there. First challenge of the NFL season. So they must be pretty confident this is going to be overturned. Let's see. Mike says, if it helps you feel any better, he says, I thought Dalton has always been terrible. Good luck with the Rams. Mike with the consolation. I feel you there. I mean, I feel like maybe like there was a small span when he was in Cincinnati when he had prime AJ Green. That was the best version of Andy Dalton you're going to get. But we haven't seen Andy Dalton of that version in so long at all. Let's see. Mike says, everyone mad that Fields ain't in yet. I get it for entertainment reasons, but he needs to not get scared. I will say this. I felt like, given the fact that, you've got someone in Nick Foles who has won the Super Bowl as a starter, if you're just throwing someone in there just to take some hits, which is literally what they're going to be doing at this point, especially if you go with Andy Dalton, then, why not at least have had more of an open competition to include Nick Foles in terms of, rather than just name him quarterback 3. He does come with, he's more familiar in the system now. And I just feel like, like, at least give him a chance. You can't just hand the job to Andy Dalton, but that was already made when they brought Andy Dalton in, that he was going to be the starting quarterback. And so, but yeah, I don't want to see Justin Fields go out there and get hurt. So I want to see that offensive line improve. But I know at some point he's going to have to get in there and just take some lumps, and then hopefully he'll rise above it. I'm pretty confident that he will, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's going to be something to keep an eye out for. Andy Dalton versus that Rams defense. I'm not liking that for Andy at all. So at all. But we're going to see, because right now the Dallas Cowboys, they're at the 33-yard line. It is 2nd and 4 for them. So we'll see, obviously, if this call is going to get overturned or not. But if this call does get overturned, it'll be 2nd and 10. If it stays the same, it'll be about 2nd and 4. We're about to get the decision here. All right, so the play stands, and Bruce Arians has just wasted a challenge and a timeout for Tampa Bay. And that just goes to show, every game in the NFL is really a battle, and so you don't know who's really going to win until you get on the field and guys just execute. All right, so Dak, let's see. He's got one back in the backfield. Tampa just has some nice size on that defensive line, though. I must say that. Let's see. Dak's in the shotgun. Fakes it to Zeke. Throws it to Michael Gallup for the first down. And Gallup, they've utilized him a lot today, particularly in that type of situation. The Sports Blitz has joined. Thank you so much for joining the channel, man. Appreciate you for joining the stream. Good to have you here. And am I enjoying the game? Absolutely. This game is going fantastic. If Dallas can go ahead and find a way to tie this one up, I'd be even more happy. I want to see a really good game here for the opening game. So I'm really paying attention here. And I want to check out, Dallas's defense as well, because there's a lot of question marks I feel on Dallas defense. But overall, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. And Dak's looking. He throws it. All right, there's a flag on the play. But I like how Dak is so zoned in here. You can sense that Dak really wants this to happen. He is completely locked in. But absolutely. And make sure, guys, if you haven't already, that you guys do check out the Sports Blitz channel. He produces a lot of content just like myself when it comes to, NFL news, and he's definitely doing a great job with that. I'm seeing his channel grow so much. My goodness, he's seen a lot of growth here. So he's definitely producing quality content. So you guys are going to want to definitely check out his channel and sub to him if you're not already. Let's see. Sports Blitz says that Dak is looking good. He is looking really good. Really, really good right now. Let's see. Mike says, buckle in. This is why you start Dalton. Fields needs to take it all on a game or two with that old line. Absolutely. That offensive line scares me. Meanwhile, Zeke now with the reception out there for a couple yards. He says, Foles will win you a Super Bowl with a great line, but it's bad with a bad one. And overall, you know what? You're absolutely right, because you look at Nick Foles and what's been the difference when he's been in places like Philadelphia and he's found success. And you look at when he's been places that has, like Chicago recently. Heck, look at Mitchell Trubisky now. He looks, even though he's a backup and it was just a preseason down there in Buffalo, but heck, he was making plays that we hadn't seen this man make. So the offensive line is highly a concern right now down there in Chicago, without question. Meanwhile, it's 2nd down and 7. Let's see, Dak's got it. They've been passing a lot lately. Throws the ball to Cooper. And Cooper gains about a good 4 or 5 yards on that one. It's going to bring down 3rd and short. And that's what you want if you're Dallas. You prefer 3rd and shorts as opposed to 3rd and long. But yeah, absolutely agree with you on that, Mike. Absolutely. Let's see. The Sport Blitz says, yeah, it's been a good game so far. Things are quiet over here, so I figured I'd hop in your stream for a bit. Appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see. 3rd and 3. Dak's in the shotgun. Tampa brings pressure, but this offensive line still gets some time. CeeDee Lamb, you can't stop on a play. You allow the defensive back to make a play on the ball if you don't at least fight to make sure that he doesn't catch it. So you cannot let that happen. But yeah, we've got 4th and 3. Yeah, that really should have been picked off, but that just comes with, probably not having as much practice time as you'd like to have to get on the same page. But man, let's see. Field goal attempt, no good. Wow. And all that work you put in on the drive, all that hard work, and now you come away with nothing. You can't do that against the defending champs. You just can't do it and expect to win in key situations like that. And I feel bad for anybody that has him on their fantasy team as their kicker. Yeah, and then he misses that kick. Yeah, not good. Let's see. Mike says Dalton's terrible, but he can be a manager. Good. Yeah. Let's see. Mike says, shout out to Bills cornerback practice squad, Ross Cockrell. Absolutely. Mike. Let's see. Addersack says, yikes. Yeah, that kick was bad. Mike says they are letting a fan kick. Wish him well. That is funny. That is funny. Addersack says not even close. I mean, yeah, considering how close they were, I mean, yeah, you got to make that. That's extra point territory. You have to make that one, and you can't be missing it badly like that. That was a tough break because Dallas worked so hard to get in position. You have to capitalize on those points. I probably personally would have went for it on 4th and 3, just given how the momentum of the game was feeling right now and just everything that's been working so far for Dallas, and knowing that your defense probably is going to struggle to stop Tampa. All those factors, I probably would have rolled the dice on 4th and 3 in that situation. If you don't get it, then your defense has better, good field position anyway. So I probably would have tried to go for it, but Mike McCarthy decided to kick the field goal, which is not a bad call. Just got bad results. You don't hate the call, you hate the results. I will say this though, Dallas is in full pass mode. Like they keep faking it to the back, and at some point, we're just gonna start disregarding the running back on these plays because they're just doing a lot of play action. I'd like to see them still run the ball just a little bit. Let's see. The Sports Blitz says that Carlton Davis should have picked that. He really should have. Like, I was looking around, like, why did he not pick that? But yeah, those are plays that you certainly got to finish because you never know if the kicker's actually going to make that or not. So you're potentially preventing them from getting any points on the board and giving the ball back to your offense. So absolutely right. We'll see who's going to get the first interception of the season. Will it happen in this game? We'll find out. All right, 1st and 10. Brady under center. Hands it to Rojo. Wow. Is that a fumble? You've got to be kidding me. And the Gus Edwards effect continues, guy. My fantasy team I'm not even going to look at the points after that fumble. Having Rojo, having to start him in last minute, not even going to look at that. But for the Dallas Cowboys, though, that's a big play right there for that defense. Ooh, great job by DeMarcus Lawrence on that one. He ripped that ball out. But Rojo fumbling the ball, yeah, that is absolutely terrible. You got to hold on to the ball. And that is the first turnover of the NFL season. Meanwhile, Dallas, they're back in good field position. Let's see if they can capitalize. They hand the ball off to Zeke. He's looking. He's moving those legs. And Dallas offensive line getting physical today. Yeah, I think they need to feed Zeke a little bit more. I know a lot of fantasy football owners that have Zeke, and so, yeah, they want him to get a couple more touches here. We're about 5 minutes and some change away from it being the third quarter. They're looking to pass. The rush is getting there. He still throws it. All right, 3rd and 8. I mean, this is why you pay Dak all that money. You want to see him come in and perform. Let's see. Abstract says, good thing I did not draft. Absolutely. What's good? Jay in the Bay is here, guys. And you know what that means? That means we're doing something right. If Jay in the Bay is stopping in, appreciate you so much. And Jay, I know you are ready for them 49ers this season. I know you are. And guys, if you're watching this stream right now and you're not subscribed to Jay in the Bay, definitely do subscribe to his channel. He produces top-notch 49ers content. I'm telling you, you guys are not going to want to not check out his channel. So definitely do check it out. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. And so, yeah, my man Jay in the Bay joining the stream. Appreciate you. You know, this whole last couple of these last like 24 to 48 hours have me just really thinking hard on the decisions that I made when it came to drafting in fantasy football. Because a lot of these players, you know, whether we're talking injuries, whether we're talking just, you know, just the sample size we've seen so far, I'm feeling like perhaps I made a couple mistakes already. I'm hoping that's not the case, guys. Let's see. Dak's looking. His 3rd and 8. He throws it, and it is caught by Wilson. That is absolutely great. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, they have a lot of talent at that wide receiver position, like a lot of depth at that wide receiver position. I know Wilson's in. I'm very fond of Noah Brown and what he brings to the team. So, yeah, they definitely got some weapons, but great decisions right there. I love how Dak is just standing in that pocket when all else around him is falling down. He is standing in that pocket and delivering that pass. And now it's 1st and 10. Dak's in the shotgun. Face it to Zeke, and he's looking to run with it, folks. He gets out of bounds. And I'm sure Dallas fans have got to be nervous when he carries the ball like that. Let's see, where am I? Let's see, Mike says, you don't kick field goals in a game like this. 3 points is nothing, Belichick. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I definitely in that situation, 4th and 3, I would have felt the momentum of the team and been like, look, you got to go for it. And this is more so something that I've seen the Colts do when they had Peyton Manning and a terrible defense to go with him. You have to go for those. And meanwhile, Dak struggles with the snap. He still gets a good quality throw. Is it a catch for a touchdown? Touchdown. So, yes, the Dallas Cowboys, off the turnover by Rojo, have been able to put it together, and this time they finish in the end zone. It will not come down to a field goal this time, guys. Let's see. A pretty good game so far. This is a great game for the opener, and this is exactly what we needed to get the season started right, especially with all the injuries that we've seen. I mean, my goodness, if anybody understands what injuries can do to a team, Jay in the Bay understands as he watched it with his 49ers, and my goodness, is that extra point missed. He missed the extra point. What is he doing? I sure hope nobody started him on their fantasy football team, or else they are going to be running through walls tonight, guys. This is absolutely terrible kicking so far for Dallas. And it's hurting them. They should be up right now 17-14. You cannot leave points on the table. Can't do it. Let's see. Mike says, never pay big on running backs. That's a Buffalo mistake. Pay your quarterback. Take notes. Mike knows. Let's see. Adrasak says, Dak, another great play. Oh, yeah. Dak's looking sharp out there, guys. Looking real nice. Mike says, dang, Dak keeping up with the champs. Hey, it's a new year. Mike says, field goal kicker ate something for the party bowl. Hey, Mike, I hope it's not that NBA Players Party Bowl because that is not edible. So if he ate from that, that explains a lot right now that's going on, and he may need to see some medical attention real fast. Oh, my. But, yeah, absolutely, Dak and the Cowboys, they're looking really impressive. And, this reminds me of when I was doing my Tampa Bay prediction for the season. I did project that Tampa was going to win this game, but I remember a lot of Tampa fans were very insulted that I did not have them going 17-0. And I was like, look, it's not a knock on the team. It's that every game is really a play-by-play type of thing. Just because you had success or finished strong the previous year doesn't mean that you're just going to run the table in each and every game. There's going to be a couple games throughout the season that will challenge you, But, I mean, hey, what can I say? They ripped apart my prediction of having Tampa Bay going 13-4 this year, So we'll see how Tampa does. The Sports Blitz says, a little worrisome how little they're running the ball. Well, I mean, I'm hoping that you don't have Zeke on your fantasy football team right now. Otherwise, I feel your pain because it does not look like they're going to be utilizing him too much to run the ball. But honestly, though, it might just be more of a strategy type of thing. Against Tampa Bay, you want to attack their secondary, and they've got a pretty solid defensive line, I should say, Tampa does. So, yeah, they're probably just playing to the strengths of what they know they can attack. Just go out there, focus on those passes, use more of the play-action fake to try to slow down those linebackers and make them hesitate. Let's see. Mike says those extra points can be a challenge. Hey, it's looking that way. I mean, Dallas kickers got me nervous, man. I mean, I'm glad I don't have, Dallas kicker, and I would not have taken him in fantasy football. But still, I mean, just seeing how he's out there missing field goals, missing extra points, this is not good. Dallas should have the lead right now. They really should. Coach Dante's in the building, folks. What's good, Coach? Glad to have you here on the stream. And if anybody knows anything about streaming, folks, it's Coach Dante. So if you have not already, do check out his channel and sub to him. I'm telling you, this guy, he is always streaming, always working hard. I'm telling you, day in and day out, Coach Dante, hard. He works super hard, guys, super hard. So definitely check him out if you haven't already. Let's see. And do my eyes deceive me, or was that another turnover there by Tom Brady, TB12, off of Leonard Fournette's hand? So you can't say that was Brady's fault. But my goodness, these running backs right now for Tampa Bay, they are hurting them. First Rojo with the fumble. Now Leonard Fournette. Ball's right there. And then it just so tips it up. And now you end up giving away a free interception to a defensive back. Probably going to end up helping them make the Pro Bowl at the end of the year. You keep giving them stuff like that. My goodness. But, hey, this Dallas team, back-to-back turnovers, guys. Back-to-back turnovers. Wow. And let's see. The Sports Blitz says, I do in the Money League. Oh, in Money League, too. So he playing for real, y'all. And so another pass to CD Lamb. Man. Sports Blitz, all I can say is, man, I'm definitely feeling for you. Hopefully at the goal line, they'll give Zeke a look because they have to know that they're really not utilizing him at all right now. But it's working. Let's see. Mike says, Mentor worse. TB linebacker might be the Bills' best. Bet. And so Mike, he knows about Coach. 2nd and 6. Out the shotgun. Dak throws it. Oh, what a nice effort. It looks out of bounds, and it is out of bounds. But nice effort right there by Gallup to try to bring that one in. And it's going to be 3rd and 6, guys. And if you're Dallas, you do not want that kicker to go back out there right now. So you want to find a way to at the very least, get this first down right now and keep the chains moving. So whatever they call right now, let's see what they can draw up. Let's see. Shack says Bears fans watching Greg Zerlin. Let's see. Diggs. Oh, shoot. Let's see. 3rd and 6. Dak's looking. He throws. And that's incomplete. It could have been picked off. He wants that one back, folks. He know how big that could have been for momentum and keeping points off the board. And there we go. Trayvon Diggs, Stephon's, bro. Absolutely. Mike says Fournette, volleyball did. Absolutely. And I know a thing about volleyball. You know, that was one of the 3 sports that I did play growing up. So I know a little bit about that. And he had perfect form for that. Perfect form for that. Let's see. Mike says right into his hand. Meanwhile, this kick is good. Finally, Dallas has the lead. And there we go. Dallas is taking the lead, folks, 16-14 after back-to-back turnovers by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a fumble and an interception. They have got to protect the ball. Let's see. Mike says, always good, Zurin. Hey, he got it to go in, so that's got to feel good for him. But, man. And we have got a game, folks. We have got one heck of a game. And I'm impressed with what I'm seeing the last couple of possessions by Dallas. You know, I mean, you still got to make the play, get those interceptions when they come to you and they're tipped to you. So great play by this Dallas defense to provide a spark, and great job by Dallas offense by, you know, capitalizing on a lot of these key possessions. They left a couple points on the table, but my goodness, this is a great game with about 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining before halftime. Hey, we're still going to see some great stuff here. All right, so they're going to get ready to kick this one off, and we'll see what Tampa Bay can do after back-to-back turnovers. And if I know Brady like I know Brady, he's probably going to be on the sideline yelling at these guys right now, telling them to tighten up. And meanwhile, Mickens, he is running with a nice return. And so Dallas special teams dropping the ball on that one. You cannot give them momentum. And you know Brady wants to go out there and win this game. You absolutely know it. But just imagine, folks, if Dallas can somehow win this game with all the high expectations that they have in terms of, you know, a lot of people truly believe Tampa's going to go undefeated this year. That has been a comparison, despite of how hard it is to go undefeated, you know, and a lot of things have to go right for that to happen. They think it's a walk in the park. Leonard Fournette goes in motion. Brady's got it. No backs in the backfield. Throws it quick. And that's Chris Godwin. And so Brady's directing traffic. Bruce Arians does not look happy at all right now. All right, he's looking. He's got all day to throw. He throws it deep. And AB with the touchdown gets behind the defense. I mean, that pocket gave Brady all day literally to be able to do that. And, man, you can't let that happen. You cannot let Antonio Brown get behind you. 2 plays, 57 yards, 38 seconds. And, yeah, just like that, Tampa takes the lead back. Just like that, folks. Let's see. Is Brady done playing yet? Brady may never be done playing. Like, I'm thinking like 20 years from now, we're still going to be saying, is he done the way that he's looking right now? This man's going to play forever. He's going to play forever. The moment that Brady stops playing is the moment that we're going to have to stop paying taxes. And that's never going to happen, guys. At least it's feeling that way in terms of Brady playing. But that is absolutely wild, guys. Absolutely wild. Give me 1 second real quick, guys. Let's see. What do we know about Mickens? I'm not too familiar myself with Mickens, to be honest. But if he's not a rookie, I'd have to imagine that he's in his first or second year. I would have to imagine. But if someone does know that, then do correct me on that one. Let's see. No, I mean tonight he playing. Need to get serious. Absolutely. Absolutely. But man, what a night for AB. What a night for anyone that started either AB or Chris Godwin. I mean, perhaps Mike Evans at this point. Probably if you have Mike Evans right now in your fantasy football team, you're thinking, don't forget about Mike right now. But man, AB is looking nice, guys. This is the same guy that a couple months ago, because I remember, tracking all those free agent moves that I do on my channel. AB was really trying to find a home that was going to pay him a little bit more money than what Tampa was offering, but he could not get it because nobody wanted him. Even Baltimore, a team that really needs a wide receiver, a team that has his cousin, a team that he worked out with Lamar Jackson, said no thanks. And so AB, he's reminded of that once again, even though he's helped Tampa get a Super Bowl last year. Meanwhile, Coop with the reception about 11 yards and the first down. So let's see if Dallas can go out there and score again and answer again. And he reminds us the thumbs up. Let's see, Adishak says that was a fast score. Too fast. And that's what happens when we don't run the ball at all. It just goes too fast. Like we're probably going to see both teams score in the 40s. It's probably going to look like. Let's see. And the Sports Split says AB in his prime again. Shocker, right? I mean, I knew AB still had the skills. It's just a matter of getting those targets. And when you have someone as talented as AB, and he's going to be going against arguably maybe the third best guy in coverage at the cornerback position, and a lot of times we're talking about very young and experienced cornerbacks, then heck yeah, he's going to get those looks. Brady's super smart. He's going to feed AB. He knows the way to keep AB involved is to give him the ball. And because Brady knows that, he's going to do that. He understands his guys. That's one thing about him that you have to take into consideration. He understands his teammates. So, yeah, he's going to make sure he gets him the ball. Let's see. Ajashak says that someone say maybe Tom is finally aging, then that touchdown happened. Tom Brady will never age, guys. Like it's just one of those things that you just live with. You live with the fact that Tom Brady's going to be, the best quarterback, or I should say, like up there in the top type of quarterbacks and stuff, for sure. But as long as Tom Brady has those weapons around him, you will not see any drop off because he takes tremendous care of himself, and he's one of the guys that he's in better shape now than when he was even say 12 years ago. Honestly, he's taking care of his body in the way that he eats and stuff. So yeah, it does help when you have a lot of talent around you and all you have to do is just facilitate the ball to them. That does help. His leadership skills and all the other stuff that we can't necessarily see on like just by watching how he throws the ball and stuff, the little stuff that we don't even notice, the stuff that he's really good at, and that's what makes all the difference for a guy like Tom Brady on his team. His teammates believe in him. Mike says AB was such a D-bag on Bills through for a fortune to trade for him 3-4 years ago. Then he said he'd retire Buffalo. You know what, Mike? That's right. He did say that. I had forgotten all about that. He did say that about Buffalo. I mean, I was personally happy that he didn't go to Buffalo and have to play against my Patriots and stuff. But yeah, he did threaten to retire. That is right. So yeah, so that it's funny how things work, how things change, right, Mike? Funny how things change. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of things change. I mean, you think about Le'Veon Bell when he was with the Steelers for all those years, and now he's going to be a Raven. So funny how things change. All right, so we've got 2 minutes left. Let's see Dallas's 2-minute offense. Dak Prescott looking absolutely sharp so far in this one. He's looking, offensive line's holding up nicely. He throws it. Nice catch by Michael Gallup. I mean, I hope that the Patriots are watching here. I would love for him to end up on the Patriots at some point. I mean, that would be great. And, of course, you've got a penalty. All right, so both penalties against Tampa. Wow, so 2 penalties against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you know what that means for the offense. You know what that means. But great job by Gallup to still get the reception. Let's see. Mike says Cowboy for the lead. Hey, I mean, I'm feeling it right now. Heck, why not? The way that this game has been going, why not let Dallas go into the half with the lead? But sadly, I mean, I think even if they score, like however many seconds they have on the clock, that's going to be too much time left for Tom Brady to at least get a field goal before the half, which would probably tie it up. But man, what a game do we have if this can keep going in the second half. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, we're seeing a perfect combination of offense and defense. Things are just looking really good right now, guys. Meanwhile, it's 1st and 10. Dak's in the shotgun, gets the ball, throws it, gets it out quick, and Amari Cooper with the reception. Cool. For a gain of about 7-8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and short. There's 1:50 left before the half. They've got 3 timeouts. Tampa's only got 1. That's important to make note of in case Dallas does score a touchdown, and then Tampa's going to try to come back. They've only got 1 timeout. Let's see. Dak's in the shotgun right now. 2nd and 3. He takes a snap. He's looking. Offensive line is doing a great job of keeping him upright. And that's incomplete. Let's see. And Mike says that Dax attacks Dean. He's taking the Dean to school out there, man. He's taking the Dean to school. Let's see. Adashak says, imagine if AB went to Buffalo. Well, I tell you what, Adashak, if he went to Buffalo 3-4 years ago, I guarantee he'd have gotten into some type of trouble to where he would not be on Buffalo currently. But for hypothetical purposes, imagine him with Josh Allen. Scary, I'm telling you. And if they still picked up Stephon Diggs in that scenario, absolutely scary. Meanwhile, Dak's taking his 3rd and 3. He's looking, he throws, and it's caught by CeeDee Lamb. And they're at the 20, 1:36. So this is where you can let a little time run. I feel like hurry up and get your play call, but you don't want Tampa to have too much time in case you guys do score to try to come back and respond. Situational football, that's what wins games. Dak's looking. He throws another high pass out of bounds. Let's see. Abstract says, I am sure they are happy with Stephon. They made Stephon look so good that Minnesota's got to be looking at themselves like crazy for letting this guy go away. But they clearly did not want to pass the ball as much as Stephon wanted them to. Mike says, Coop, Lamb, Gallup, receivers too good. And it doesn't stop there. They've also got Wilson. They've got Brown. They've got some weapons on this team, I'm telling you. Like, if I had that depth chart on Madden, I'm telling you, I could really do some things with those guys. But as a Patriots fan, I've really learned a lot of appreciation lately for wide receivers and the importance of wide receivers. Meanwhile, Dak's looking. Okay, this is a lot of pass rush there, and they finally got to him for a sack. Speaking of sack, we're talking about Shaq Barrett here. It's going to be third down. Yeah, third and long. This is not what you want. You don't want third and long. You absolutely don't want it. Third and 22 as well. It's going to be a tough one right here. Okay, so Dak's looking. The offensive line's trying to protect. He has to run again, and he gets brought down. There's a flag on the play. Let's see. Mike says, I like me some Gabe Davis for the Bills. Good old Gabe. Good old Gabe Davis. Holding on the offense. All right, so they're going to replay third down here. Cannot have penalties like that puts you out of field goal position, especially when you know your kicker's struggling. And you want to get some points in this situation. You really want to get some points. But what a game. What a game, guys. Let's see. Ajacek says, huge fan of Gabe. He's a great young wide receiver for Buffalo. Great deep threat. Love his potential. Absolutely when he has Josh Allen as his quarterback. Hey, I love just about any receiver that has Josh Allen as his quarterback right now because the way Josh Allen is throwing that ball, I'm telling you, he's doing some things. Meanwhile, Dak, he's out there moving, and he has to go out of bounds. He gets out of bounds. All right, you can see his teammates, like the moment he hits the floor, they're looking. They want to make sure that their quarterback is all right. And you can see now, this is why I said you don't want to get into those third and long situations because now you're playing in the Tampa's hands right now, and you don't want to do that. Dallas has been doing such a great job, and I think in the second half they're going to have to run the ball a lot more than they did here in the first. I mean, Zeke only has 4 carries for 12 yards. You're going to need a lot more than that, just to have that balance so that way you don't have to do too much on offense because you don't want to try to beat Tampa at Tampa's game. They've got some pass rushers that if you pass a lot, eventually they'll start to get to you. Meanwhile, we've got a man down here. Medical staff's looking at him. Can't wait. Dang, if you don't. Oh, yeah, Shaq is going to get hit. He's going to be coming. So, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially as much as Dallas is passing the ball right now. And then thanks to it being within the 2-minute warning, they're not even play action fake. So Tampa's able to just pin their ears back and get after Dak, and they know that it's coming. Yeah, that's the situation you don't want if you're Dallas. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to pass, and Tampa knows that you have to pass it. They can let those pass rushers get after you. All right, let's see what Zerlin can do here at this field goal attempt. 60 yards. A lot of faith for a man that missed an extra point. Let's see if he can rebound from the missed extra point, missed field goal. He did make the last one, but can he make it from 60? He kicks it and no good. Oh man. It looked like for a chance for a second it looked like it was going to go in, but then it didn't. Let's see. Ajacek says that Barrett has been an invaluable breakout star with Tampa Bay. He was serviceable with Denver, but nowhere near the level he is on now. Oh, yeah, he stepped it up in a lot, and that's what really happens for a team like Tampa. Once you get Tom Brady there and he starts installing that confidence in you, and then the defense start to have a couple good games to go with the offense and stuff, yeah, guys start breaking out. It's a lot easier to get after the quarterback when you know for sure they're going to pass the ball and they're not going to have the threat of running the ball. Mike says Dak gets hurt, then no more wins for the Cowboys. Be careful. It's 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. Brady in a shotgun. He's looking. Offensive line protects, and that's going to be an incompletion. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 9 seconds remaining. Tampa Bay's got no timeouts, so that's important. They've got no timeouts, so probably are not going to be aiming towards the middle of the field, as it would probably take too much time for them to get that and then line up and spike it, potentially, depending on how long they can get things set up. Trustees are very trusty, I see. Let's see. Mike says that Brady with time, bad pass. Oh, yeah, for Brady, you'll see that from time to time. You will see that from time to time. 2 bad Brady passes. Let's see. Brady's looking. All right, so we've got a 3rd and 10. Yeah, Mike, you're absolutely right. Dallas, they very could be winning. They should be winning. But the only thing that's holding them back so far has been their kicking troubles. I mean, you're talking about miss an extra point. You're talking about miss a field goal. And then the last field goal, he missed 2 missed field goals and an extra point. We're talking about 7 points. That's a touchdown right there. Meanwhile, Brady's looking. Brady gallops forward. He throws it up. A lot of air. Who's going to get it? And it's the defense that gets it. Can they take it all the way? Would that not make for some interesting entertainment? We're looking, we're still watching, and the big man gets them. How do you not score on that? You got to score on that. But, man, talk about a Hail Mary fail on that one. I mean, when that ball goes up, it's literally up for anybody. And if you've got somebody that's a receiver or tight end for Tampa Bay, you're worried about your fantasy points in that situation. Like, can we get this catch? Let's see. Ajashak says, I have that Junya song from Kanye stuck in my head. Leave it to Ajashak. And so let's see. And so that is the score we have here at the half. It is 21-16, guys. 21-16. And so let's see. Mario Diaz, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here all the way from Twitch. So appreciate you for being in the stream. And let's see, you say the link. And so let's see, are you looking for the link for this channel? Let me know specifically which link we're looking at here. And let me help you out with that. Let's see. Mike says, everybody remembers the Hail Mary play when it worked. But, Hopkins, he had them ups now. He went up there and he snagged that ball. So D-Hops, hey, they call him D-Hops for a reason. Let's see. Ashak says, great return, all for nothing. Honestly, that felt like one of those Madden returns at first because I was like, oh, man, he's got him. Like, there's only linemen that can catch you, and Madden teaches you that linemen cannot catch you. But, hey, that was a great tackle there by that lineman. He knew what it was. Like, he knew he could not let Dallas get that touchdown. Otherwise, BA would be going off on these guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, if you guys are watching this stream, definitely do, if you're watching from, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, definitely do that. I cover a lot of sport news and all like that. And these live streams are going to be more so routine. So you guys will start to see a more consistent schedule in terms of just these streams. If you're watching from Twitch, if you want to leave a follow, that's absolutely great. And I definitely will go ahead. And I do have my links and stuff in my YouTube channel. And for Mario, in case you're talking about my YouTube channel link, I'll go ahead and drop that here as well, just in case that's the link that you're referring to in a minute. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys so much and all the support. And hey, this NFL season is off to a great start. This first half, very exciting. Tampa with 2 turnovers, but Dallas also had their share of mistakes in terms of the kicking game, costing them some points as well. So, but yeah, this is going absolutely great, guys. Absolutely great. And for a lot of us, most of our favorite teams play on Sunday for the most part. So cannot wait for Sunday. Get to see a lot of these rookies for the first time, a lot of these different teams, some of these high-profile teams, and just see who's going to look like what this year. A lot of questions that are going to be answered. All right, now give me 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. Okay, Mario, so I went ahead and I'm going to add the link to, hold on. But yeah, while I'm going ahead and doing this, guys, definitely let me know in the comment section in terms of which games are you guys looking forward to seeing the most for the remainder of the games this season. And if they're anything like this game right here, they're going to be some good ones. I've got a feeling we're going to see some really good games coming up. So let me know which games you guys are looking forward to the most. All right, 1 second. All right, finally. All right, so that's weird. All right, finally. It took a minute to get that going. Apologize about that, guys. Okay. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's see. Where am I? All right, let's start here. So, all right, so Mike says, please recap my predictions. Okay, bet. Yeah, let me go ahead and matter of fact, see if I can open up really quickly my predictions without messing that up. All right, 1 second. Let's see. Apologize about all of this, but yeah, I'm pulling up my thing so I can have in front of me my picks. Then I'll go through it and explain that. All right, bet. So here we go. So my picks. All right, so here we go. Let me just. All right, so in terms of recapping my picks here, and bear with me here. All right, so I'll start with the order that I had on my predictions. And so when it came to the Browns and the Chiefs, for that game, obviously Patrick Mahomes and that team being at home, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. By the way, Travis Kelce's unstoppable in Madden 22. It's just unreal how they got this man unstoppable. Literally saw this man jump up and like make a reception over three of my defenders, and it felt like the bottom of his foot was on the back shoulder of my guy's shoulder pass. It was awful. But yeah, I mean, I love what the Browns present this year. I love, how their offense is set up with that solid running game, absolutely solid running game that they currently possess down there in Cleveland. OBJ, how is he going to fit back in with this Browns team? I think he's going to be good because the Browns are going to be winning. And when you get OBJ on a winning football team, he's something like Antonio Brown in the sense that when you have AB, you want to make sure that AB is going to be tuned into the team. Because if you don't keep him tuned in, then you're just going to see a lot of him, doing a lot of off the field stuff, and you're not going to like it. But if you get him locked in, focused, and he feels like the team is going places, he'll be locked in. Same for OBJ. He's going to come back, and hey, he's looking to bounce back. People have forgotten about OBJ, and he's going to show the world why he's such a big name. So I've got high hopes for him. So I really love Cleveland, love the additions that they made. But we're talking about Kansas City here, guys. And so Kansas City at home, opening night, I think it'll be a close one. Really close one, but I've got Kansas City winning in a close one, guys. A very close one. This very well could be separated by about 3 points, honestly, in that one. Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. That matchup, I personally think that, the whole combination of Josh Allen, then you throw Stephon Diggs, that combination right there, absolutely love it. Deadly combination. Then you throw in Emmanuel Sanders and what he can still provide in this league. Cole Beasley, all of those weapons that, Josh Allen has. Obviously they want to get more from the run game as well. And Pittsburgh's defense, you cannot overlook how Pittsburgh's defense is going to be, but it takes a special team to beat and special players to beat that defense. And I think Josh Allen qualifies as someone that's special for this Buffalo Bills team. So I think Buffalo is going to end up winning at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh has some questions on that offensive line, and Najee Harris, I do like that addition for them that they drafted him. He's going to have a big role for them this season. And they've got great receivers. I mean, it's Big Ben's job to get the ball to them, which I think he can get the ball to them. But the Steelers led the league last year in drops. So it does no good if you can get open, but then just keep dropping the ball. They led the league in drops. And that offensive line, we'll have to see how they're going to hold up this year. So I've got Buffalo winning that one at home. Let's see, Raiders versus the Ravens. Yeah, I mean, especially with all the injuries that we now have. I mean, my goodness, there's a lot of injuries that we're talking about right now for the Baltimore Ravens that they have to overcome. So that means they're going to have to be very limited in terms of the running backs and what they can do with their running backs. And ultimately, I think that the Raiders, they made some good moves, particularly in the last, couple weeks. I've seen them bring in some guys, some veterans that I feel like this is a nice risk, kind of that high risk, high reward type of thing. But I think that it can pan out. They're going to be at home. The fan base is going to be excited. I've got the Raiders winning that one. Let's see. Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. Trevor Lawrence versus Tyrod Taylor basically is how I'm viewing it. Urban Meyer in his first game, on the road going down to Houston, in which Tyrod Taylor, he's a very serviceable quarterback. But I'm not in love with their running back room down there in Houston. I see what they're trying to do. I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with their receiving core right now. In Jacksonville, the additions like Marvin Jones and company. I think James Robinson ultimately is what makes the biggest difference here for Jacksonville. I think he gets into the end zone twice in that game. So if you're someone that has James Robinson in your fantasy football team, you may be advised to probably start James Robinson in that one, I think. Trevor Lawrence, he'll do okay in that game. I don't think it's going to be anything that's, going to stand out in terms of like a groundbreaking type of day. But I think it'll be enough to where they can beat Houston in perhaps a one-touchdown game. It's going to be a close one still. It is down in Houston, but I'll give that one to Jacksonville in that one. Dolphins and Patriots, if you know me, I'm a Patriots fan. I'll throw that out there. But the Patriots, they have an abundance of running backs. We know the Dolphins and Patriots typically split every year. Typically, when it's down in New England early in the year, the Patriots will win. The Dolphins seem to get those wins later in the season in Miami. So this is a game that, given the running backs that they have, given the upgrade that they made at tight end and wide receiver as well, they still don't have a true number one wide receiver. And I know that the Dolphins defense can present some problems, but they just got a lot of running backs that's going to really bode well for them. And I believe in Mac Jones. He doesn't have to. He's not going to be Tom Brady, guys. He's not going to be that. I understand that, but I feel that he's going to make the right decision when it matters. Josh McDaniels is going to do everything within his power to help him set him up for success for for the Patriots. And ultimately, I think the Patriots are going to win in a close one. And so let's see. Next up, we have the Panthers versus the Jets. Sam Darnold versus his old team, guys. I'm thinking that it's going to pretty much be Sam Darnold's show here in terms of having Christian McCaffrey. He's never had a running back like Christian McCaffrey. Sure, he's had Robbie Anderson, but you're also adding DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall, a rookie wide receiver that I feel is going to make a huge impact. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be very good here for this Carolina team in this one. I've got them beating the Jets here in that one. Let me take a second real quick before I continue to get back to some of these picks, well, some of the comments, and see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Mike says, Ravens easy win over the Raiders Monday Night Football. I don't know, Mike. I mean, all the injuries and stuff. I mean, not just at the running back position, but we're also talking about, the first round pick out of Minnesota being hurt as well. I don't know, but we'll see. That's the beauty of it. But I think the Raiders at home, they're going to be fired up for Monday Night Football. Meanwhile, we have the kickoff here, and the second half is on the way, guys. We're about to figure out who's going to win this opening matchup, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to be coming out. If they could have gotten more from their field goal unit, their kicking unit, I'm telling you, they would have had the lead in this one. They know it. You cannot give points up against the Super Bowl champs, but it's not like Tampa hasn't made their mistakes in this one as well. The running backs for Tampa, both of them, they have both been responsible, in my opinion, for turnovers. I know for Leonard Fournette, it went off his hands, so in my mind, that was on him more so than Brady. But, yeah, we'll see how Dallas comes out here with this 1st and 10 to open up the second half. Play action fake. Those at the coop, this time they're looking for it. Dallas, again, they're going to have to run the ball some in this game if they really want to make Tampa Bay respected. You can't just keep going play action fake and not actually run the ball. You do got to sometimes run the ball. Mike's got the Bills over the Steelers. That's huge. I'm about to catch up on some of these comments real quick, guys. Let's see. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott's in the shotgun. It's 2nd and 10. They go with another pass play. Throws it. This time, that is going to be Schultz with the reception. So Schultz and Jarwin, they both get their chances to get receptions, and this offense is going to create a 3rd and short situation. And that's exactly what you want. You don't want 3rd and long. You want 3rd and short. So let's see. Mike says, any pumped for any college games? Mike. Not just any college game, the college game of the week, the Ohio State University versus Oregon. I'm pumped for that game as a Buckeyes fan. Definitely looking forward to seeing how we're going to do against Oregon. I know last week a lot of top teams really struggled, last week. So I'm really going to be paying attention to Ohio State. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just walk away with a win, because this is the biggest test on paper for right now for the Ohio State Buckeyes this season. So I'm definitely going to be looking to see if the Buckeyes can win. That'd be a big win for the Big Ten. So I am pumped for that game, Ohio State versus Oregon. And you best believe I will be streaming that game here on this channel. That's going to be the next live stream that we have come Saturday. It's going to be streaming that game with the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Oregon Ducks in that one. Looking forward to that one. Definitely had that one marked all year for that one. Let's see. Mike says Chiefs all day. Let's see. Mike says Panthers crush the Jets. He says crush, guys. And so I can see that, especially with Christian McCaffrey being out there as well. And then you look at the Jets and some of the injuries that they had, I remember there was one week where they lost, a key acquisition they have from the Bengals at defensive end. They also lost, I think, a safety as well. It was a lot of injuries that was stacking up for these Jets. So I think Carolina's going to have a big day as well. Terrence Marshall, I'm excited for this young man. I like what this young man brings to the table for Carolina, and he's going to be someone that's going to continue to get better and better as the season goes on for these Carolina Panthers. So if you don't know who the rookie is, you will when it's all said and done. Meanwhile, the medical staff is helping the player off, and we're still looking at 3rd and 5 right now. Let's see. Mike says, Mahomes, like Brady, he glitches too good. Yeah, you're right. Madden definitely does that whole thing for these guys. But you're right. You're right. Too good. You throw Mahomes in there as well. Mahomes is something special. He's something special. I will say that. He deserved that contract he got. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 5. Dak Prescott in the shotgun. Defense is coming after him. They drop a couple guys back late. And Coop with a nice reception there. I love how the offensive line is picking that up because they seem like they had about 7 guys coming up and about 2 guys dropped back after a couple seconds in case they tried to throw it short across the middle. But that was excellent. The offensive line did their job on that play. And I love how the offensive line is blocking right now for Dallas. Sure, there was a guy free, but you know that that's going to happen. It's all about assignment football, and they did a good job on that one. And I tell you what, though, the guy that I want free, I don't want it to be in Ndamukong Suh. I tell you that much. Yeah, see, Adishak says, I am really excited for Illinois versus Virginia and Iowa versus Iowa State. If I had to pick a second game, Iowa versus Iowa State would have been that game. And Coop with the reception on that one. And it's going to be 2nd down. Another reception for Coop, and Dak still out there throwing it, slinging it around. Dallas has refused to run the ball, guys. And if you're a fantasy football owner, I'm trying to tell you not to press the panic button, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to get a lot of carries in this one, nor with Tony Pollard. But, yeah, I mean, the fight in Illini versus Virginia, that's going to be a good one. A lot of people aren't going to, don't realize that that's going to be a good one. I'm really excited for Illinois in this one. I want to see how they're going to do against Virginia. So I'm with you there. But I really, really am excited for Illinois' basketball season when college hoops rolls around. Like, I cannot wait to see that. Meanwhile, it's going to be 3rd down. Mike says it's Illinois. Oh, yeah, Adishak. Oh, yeah, he loves the fight in the Illini. Absolutely. So, Adishak, I'll ask you, who is the best quarterback the fight in the Illini has had in, like, the last decade or two? Because I'm curious to that. Is Juice Williams, like, the best quarterback the fight in the Illini has had? Or is there someone that's better than him that I just can't think of? Meanwhile, Dak Prescott has the ball. He's looking. He throws. And that is caught by Coop again. So he's clearly feeding Amari Cooper in this one. He must have been listening to the fans that are saying, feed Coop the ball. And from fantasy football, feed Coop the ball. And that's what he's doing. Let's see. Mike says that he projects Miami to be a 4-win team. Patriots win big. Mike, I hope you were right. I love that projection. And remind me of the Dolphins. If they – oh, man, what a tip pass that was. Your heart skips a beat when you see the ball getting batted in the air like that. My goodness. And Dak knows that he got away with one on that one. But, man, what a play on that one. But, yeah, I mean, Mike, hey, remind me, Mike, if the Dolphins finish with about 6 wins or less, I'll say 6 wins or less, to give you a shout out about this projection here about the Miami Dolphins. That must mean you must think that Tua's going to look like he did against Buffalo in that season final. And if that's the case, my goodness, Deshaun may actually get the move after all if Miami comes out struggling like that. Promise you that. It's 2nd and 10 right now. Dak's in the shotgun. He's looking. Offensive line gives him the time, and he overthrows everybody on that one. But there is a flag. There is a flag. Let's see. Mike says big win Jags. Bet. Sorry, I'm so far behind on the comments, guys. Let's see. Mike says Jefferson and Minnesota, great, I think. Who they play? Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings, they play the Cincinnati Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. But I remember projecting that one. Yeah, Minnesota, great matchup this week for Justin Jefferson to go out there and show what he's going to be about in year 2. So I like that one for Minnesota. Dalvin Cook as well. Big day. Let's see. Whitehead would have to be hold on. Why can't I think of his first name? Meanwhile, they throw the ball to Tony Pollard here. Gain of about 6. And these running backs, like, they really have not been utilized other than just being a distraction or a decoy for the most part in this one. But you have to think at some point they're going to want to run the ball. Because, I mean, even if you score quick, that's still a lot of time for Tom Brady to come back and respond. But Dak has looked really good in this one. I mean, they're making Dak earn that money, that contract that he signed. They are making him earn that. 2nd and 4. Let's see, Zeke's in the backfield next to Dak, and Dak has it. Man goes untouched, and Dak still delivers it. to Coop. And that's what we call timing. That's faith, that's trust, the ability to stand in the pocket, make the throw, take the hit, knowing you're going to take that kind of hit and a type of injury that you're coming off of, but you still stand there, make the throw, and put it in a place where only your guy can get it. And for him and Coop to be on the same page like that, absolutely excellent. And wow, I mean, we're seeing a different side of these Cowboys here. I may have to redo my Cowboys prediction if they can play like this all season. And Dak keeps it on the play. I mean, he faked it to Zeke and he kept it. I mean, if I'm someone that has Zeke on my fantasy football team, at this point, I'm probably looking to see what's the best trade I can get for Zeke. I mean, you probably don't want to overreact like that, but my goodness. And Mike says Tampa Bay getting beat up. I wouldn't say getting beat up, but I mean, they're definitely getting shown up right now. Oh, that's Tom Brady. Bet. Let's see. Second and goal. Fakes it to Zeke. He's looking. Throws it to Zeke. And that's a catch. He didn't have enough room, though, to try to stop and dive for that power line, though. But good job there. But, man, they are using a lot of play-action fake, but they are not running the ball. But I guess they don't have to. Let's see. Sounds like I'm fired up the popcorn for Illinois. And Ohio State. Absolutely. Y'all want to talk Ohio State Buckeyes? Y'all let me know. Absolutely. Mike says Darnold got beef with the Jets. I would too if they drafted my replacement as if it was my fault down there in New York when they gave me absolutely nothing to work with. And so now we've got Zeke with an opportunity. He should be fresh, but no, they're going to be short. Come on, go for it. You have to go for it. You got to go for it. What do you guys think? Go for it? I say you got to go for it. Let's see, Mike says, I wanted the Bills to grab Terrence Marshall. Bills got a ton of receivers. But hey, I feel you there. I don't know why the Patriots didn't take him. Like, we could really use him. I get that we don't want to draft the receiver because we miss all the time, but I would have loved to see the Patriots take a guy like Terrence Marshall. That would have been nice. Meanwhile, the field goal is good, and so that makes it a 2-point game. I mean, somebody right now is going crazy. Whoever has Dallas field goal kicker, and I promise you somebody started Dallas kicker, and they are going crazy right now. Like, 1 second he makes it, the next second he misses it. They don't know what to expect. But, yeah, my man Dak, he handles his business. He's all about that business. Let's see, Mike says defensive coordinator Todd Bowles is mad. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, Dallas got that. We all know Dallas has the weapons. We just never seen it all come together and look like this. Now, they still need to incorporate the run game, but you know what? What's happening right now is working, so stick with it. Abhishek says, yeah, it sucks, and we lost to San Antonio, but hopefully we can make a comeback and go 2-1. 2-1, guys. Yeah, that was a letdown, Abhishek. I'm not going to lie. That was a letdown. Let's see. Mike says, which Cowboys receivers is most hungry? If I had to go by which Cowboys receiver is most hungry right now, I'd say Michael Gallup because he's got the most to gain from having a successful season. Coop, we know where Coop going to be next year. CeeDee Lamb, we know where he's going to be next year. But Michael Gallup, there's so much intrigue with Michael Gallup. You know, there's always trade conversations. There's going to be contract talks. There's a lot when it comes to Michael Gallup. So I think he's going to be the most hungriest duration of the season to try to show that he's, worthy of being, a top-tier receiver, hopefully on the Patriots in the future, But absolutely, I think Michael Gallup would have to be that answer. CeeDee Lamb as well. CeeDee Lamb definitely wants to showcase, hey, I'm the best from that rookie class last year, and then eventually make that case for best in the league. So we'll see. Let's see. Adeshak says that CeeDee Lamb for sure. He wants to prove that he can be that number one guy for Dallas. So there you go. Adeshak says CeeDee Lamb. I say Michael Gallup, but you can't go wrong with either answer. You can't go wrong with either answer. Let's see. All Boston Sports. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you here. And so, yeah, what's going on? Let's see. Yo, what is up, man? I am doing great, man. This is a great game. It's a great time. We know that football season, regular season has finally hit. So, hey, we're talking some good things here. So everything is good right now. We've got a very competitive game. Could not have asked for a better game. So I'm enjoying it. Let's see. Mike says, I have the Cowboys ranked 10 win NFC East. I can see the Cowboys with 10, but I still think the Washington football team is going to be a little better, just a little better. Let's see. Mike says, means lots of players get hurt and beat up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tampa Bay is having a good amount of injuries out there. Every time you see a guy down, it's not a Dallas player. It's usually a Tampa Bay player in this one. But I tell you what, though, that special teams return unit, they are maximizing their field position chances. Mickens is putting in some work out there. Always good, Zerland. Mike says, go Illinois. Why not? He says, I'm all about college football. So Mike says, go Illinois. Okay, bet. Meanwhile, we've got 1st and 10, Tampa Bay. Brady out the shotgun, no backs in the backfield. He's looking, and it's incomplete. He was aiming for Chris Godwin again. It has pretty much been the Godwin and Brown show out there today, folks. And I'll take this time to thank everybody who's joining the stream, guys. I appreciate you guys so much for this one. This is absolutely great. I know we still got a lot of time left in this game, but it's been a great game so far. And it's because of guys like you. So do make sure, if you're not subscribed already, that you do consider subscribing to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, definitely do consider following. That's absolutely great. And if you're watching on Facebook, I appreciate you guys for joining on Facebook as well. And let's see, 2nd and 10. Brady's looking. He throws, and that's incomplete. He was aiming once again for Chris Godwin. It's going to be 3rd and 10. But let's see, who actually does play tomorrow on Friday night? Let me take a quick look at my phone and double check, because I know when it comes to Friday night football, let's see, who's actually playing Friday night? That's a very good question. All right, let's see. All right, so in terms of games for tomorrow, just looking at it, I probably would have to roll with, if I had to say for college games that are playing tomorrow, probably North Carolina A&T versus Duke, because I want to see if Duke is going to lose again. But yeah, tomorrow, maybe UTEP versus Boise State, but I'm more so looking forward to a lot of those Saturday games. Absolutely. Let's see. Mike says 49ers easy win. He said 49ers easy win over the Lions. Agree with that. I agree with that. I projected 31-10 in that game. So absolutely, I believe that this is going to be one that the 49ers are going to absolutely win that one. Let's see. Mike says, please believe, write it down, 7 wins or less. So Mike says 7 wins or less, guys. So we'll see. We will see. I do not think that's going to be the case for the Washington football team. So at the end of the year, we're going to see. We are going to see. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is going to get ready to punt the ball. Got to give it to Dallas in the way that they're playing out there. They are matching Tampa Bay in this one. And if it wasn't for a couple missed field goals, they would be leading this game. Yeah, Bruce Arians is not a happy camper right now. He doesn't look like a coach that's celebrating the championship right now. All right, let's see. How far back am I with this? All right. So let's try to get caught up on some of these comments here. Let's see. Boston Sports says, Patriots football coming Sunday. Let's go. Everything passed. All things passed. Let's go, Patriots. He says, I just ordered a Mac Jones jersey. And do you have any new Patriots jerseys for yourself? You know what, Boston Sports? I currently need to purchase me a Patriots jersey. I really need to do that for sure at some point soon. But I haven't gotten it yet. Because I do know that those things have been selling like crazy. But best believe we're going to get some soon, very soon. Best believe that. Let's see. Mike says Brady quit for almost a quarter. Yeah, that's what happens, I mean, I'm surprised that Tampa's not relying a little bit more on that run game as well. I feel like they have an extra added dimension to their offense when they get guys like Leonard Fournette going. I feel like that's a different dimension that could really help them against a defense like Dallas that's really limited in terms of what they can do. But both teams seem, pretty focused on trying to pass the ball in this one. So it's going to be a battle of, who's just going to outperform the other, who's going to last the duration of 4 quarters and be able to make the plays when they need to. And Mike says that the Patriots will crush the Dolphins. And this is coming from a Bills fan. And we will take it. Oh, yeah, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Absolutely. Yeah, they are ranked. And, yeah, absolutely. This is why I wanted the college football playoff system to expand, because I wanted to see teams like this actually have a chance to just, get in there and see how you look against a top-tier team, But I get it, like they're saying that there's not so many teams that actually are, should deserve that top 4 spot. But still, I mean, bowl games don't feel the same anymore now that we have college football playoffs. So I feel like something needs to change on that level. Boston Sports says he hopes that happens, Mike. Carmichael Mosby, thank you so much for joining the stream. Glad to have you back here. It's always good when you're here. And let's see, you won your game. Absolutely great. Glad to hear it. What is your record right now? Carmichael, let me know your record for your team right now, but that's great. Let's see. Ajashak says, I personally hope the Patriots do well this year. Appreciate you, man. Yes, I really hope so. And I want more than anything to see them Pats, be able to win when Tampa comes down this season. I know I'm asking for a lot, but I went on record in my projection videos to say that I think the Patriots are going to win, and nothing has changed right now to change my mind. I still believe it. It could be the fan in me, but I certainly know this. Bill Belichick is not a guy that I want to bet against. It's not fair that everybody wants to compare the situation when Brady left and went to a team that had a ton of talent and brought more talent with him, and then left Bill Belichick with nothing. As a coach, you need some type of talent to be able to do stuff. So they're going to learn, though. Meanwhile, play action fake by Dak. He throws it in the middle and it's picked off. Oh, man, Dak. No, Dak, you can't do that. All right, so he hits the ground and there's a flag, but oh, man, that is tough. That is why you have to run the ball, because the odds are if you pass the ball too much, you're eventually going to turn the ball over. So you have to be able to run the ball more. So let's see what this penalty is. But, yeah, Dallas would do themselves a favor if they were able to run the ball a little bit more. Let's see, Brady stalled out. Ajashak says, I have been in a debate for the last year on if Bill was carried by Brady or not with a friend of mine, and so far he has the proof on his side, but I still think I'm right. Well, you know what, Ajashak? You're absolutely right, man, because Bill Belichick is responsible for that for the entire Patriot dynasty, and I believe that 100%. I feel like this. When it comes to Tom Brady, obviously when Tom Brady came into the draft, when he won that first Super Bowl, Tom Brady was not Tom Brady that we know right now. Tom Brady was still learning how to be Tom Brady, and Bill Belichick had put guys around him to help him reach that level. I feel the second dynasty was more so probably Tom Brady, because by then you know the system, and Bill Belichick. But it's kind of like Bill Belichick coached him into that role, and then later on Brady was able to take that role and to run with it. So it was a dual effort on both parts. But Bill Belichick was the one that got it started, because he's the one that took the 6th-round pick and knew enough not to cut him. You can say, sure, nobody knew Tom Brady was going to be that good, but he already had 3 quarterbacks Brady's rookie year. He chose to keep Brady because he saw something in Brady that was special. And then the second year, he sort of wanted to start Brady over Bledsoe, but he knew that would be too drastic of a move, even for him, given his, at the time, coaching resume. So he did not pull that trigger, which is why for Mac Jones, he did not hesitate this time. He's trusting this gut feeling that tells him that Mac Jones is the quarterback of this team for the future and is the best option for this team. So Bill Belichick, I trust in Bill. I mean, whenever you win that many Super Bowls, you know what a Super Bowl team looks like. I mean, even in basketball, you look at a guy like Phil Jackson, you went from Mike to Kobe and you still found success. I mean, yeah, those guys obviously give all the respect to those guys. They went out there and they earned it. But I'm telling you, it's just something about being a coach and being able to see that talent. that you cannot overlook, because not any coach can do that. You put Tom Brady getting drafted by probably any other team, and you won't see the Tom Brady that we see today. Meanwhile, on 1st and 10, a 2-yard gain by Tom Brady. Tom Brady throws it to Chris Godwin, I should say. Let's see. Mike says if pass were all Brady in the argument, but Bill gave him a chance. And so, okay, got to respect that. Meanwhile, it's 2nd and 8. All right, so Brady's going to be in the gun. Leonard Fournette's to his left, puts a guy in motion. That's going to be Chris Godwin. That's in motion. Brady's looking, throws it to Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette gains about a good 3 yards on that one, 3.5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down. This is an important part of the game right now for Dallas defense. You don't want to let Tampa Bay score a touchdown and make this a 2-possession game. You want to stop them here right now, force them to have to take the field goal and keep it a 1-possession game to where hopefully your offense can score a touchdown and take the lead, or kick a field goal and keep it close. But you don't want Tampa taking a 2-possession lead right now and forcing the offense to feel like they have to score a touchdown in order to respond. I'm expecting pressure to come, and pressure does come. He throws it, and what an excellent call. Man, Rob Gronkowski again for the touchdown. And fantasy football owners who have Rob Gronkowski starting tonight, they are feeling some type of way right now. They are loving it. And man, what a play. Off the turnover. So barring some type of mishap or something from the extra point, this right here will give Tampa a 2-possession lead, which is big. And so now Dallas, who's been passing the ball all game long, they're going to have to rely on that pass again to see if they can get them back in this one. See, Boston Sports says, I was lucky enough to get a Mac jersey before they were all sold out at the Patriots store online. Absolutely. Mike says, expand the college playoffs. What should we expand it to, Mike? Should we expand it to 8 teams, 6 teams, 12 teams? Let me know what you think would be the perfect amount of teams to expand it to. Leave it to me, and, man, we're going to be looking similar to the college football playoff brackets. I mean, college basketball, NCAA March Madness brackets, if you leave it to me. But tell me how many you think should qualify. Let's see. Mike says he hates wide receiver volley. Let's see. 2-0. That's great news, Carmichael. Glad to hear it. Congratulations on that, man. I mean, 2-0. The next step is to go 3-0. But that's great. Great news right there. Great news. I know it's early in the season, but soon we'll be able to have those conversations about what the playoffs are going to be looking like. Let's see. Mike says that Old Davis wants the belt. Let's see. UB clashes with Nebraska. Let's see. Mike says, what a throw. Who was that jerk receiver? Hold on a second. My bad. Let's see. Mike says Gronk. Yes. I mean, my goodness, guys. Like, I feel bad, y'all. I passed on Gronkowski in fantasy football. I just went a different direction because there's just so many weapons when you think about Tampa Bay, honestly. And I know him and Brady have that connection, but there's just so many good weapons. And so I passed on him, and, man, I'll have to see if it works out or not. I mean, my current tight ends right now, I've got Jonnu Smith and I got Hunter Henry. I mean, not Hunter Henry. I got Jonnu Smith, and I've got – who else is my other tight end? I got I've got Jared Cook. That's what I've got. So I've got those 2 tight ends on my fantasy football team. Let's see. Mike says on YouTube there was a great come behind, Brady, Michigan, and maybe Oklahoma or something like that. I believe it was Alabama that he came back against Brady back in college. And yeah, I mean, that was one heck of a game. Even to this day, I don't understand how you try to start Drew Henson over someone like Tom Brady, even back then, because you look at what Tom Brady was doing at the college level, and it's clear that the team responded well to him. And I get wanting Drew Henson at that time to be the guy because he was a freshman. You got more years out of him. He's a big-time recruit. So you're thinking that his potential is through the roof. So you don't want him to focus on baseball. So I get all that. But still, looking back on it now, one of the dumbest decisions ever is to not trust Brady with your entire season. I mean, who knows what could have been if you just stick with him the entire season? Who knows? But yes, thanks to that touchdown by the Buccaneers, it's 28-19, and Dallas is going to have to find a way to score. Yeah, it looks all too familiar seeing the whole Brady to Gronk. All too familiar. All too familiar. And usually it's finished with a spike. Let's see. All right, so Mike says, let's start with 8 seeds. I like that. I like that. 8 seeds, I think, is perfect. I think 8 seeds would be perfect for a college football playoff seeding format. Get the top 8 in there. I think that's perfect. Zeke gets a carry, and Zeke is running because he's got so much energy because they barely used him that he has little burst to his steps here. And as he likes to say, it's time to feed him, feed him. Let's slow this down. The defense might be getting a little tired being out there so much. So let's get some running games going in here, especially if you're getting carries like that. Because let's be honest, if I'm the defense, I'm thinking pass first right now. You're going to have to run the ball a lot. Let's see. Dak's looking. He throws. And that is Jarwin, I believe. Yep, that's going to be Jarwin there for a nice reception there. A couple yards. I think about 5 yards. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Carmichael, his football team that he plays on is currently 2-0 right now. So, yeah, congratulations again, Carmichael, on that. But, yeah, his football team is currently 2-0. Let's see. It's going to be 2nd and 3. They're going to hand the ball off again, this time to Tony Pollard. And so Tony Pollard looks like he fell down at the first down marker. Let's see where they spot him. It's going to be a first down. And that's what they need to do, I feel. You keep doing this, but make sure that you score a touchdown on this drive and put that pressure back on Tampa Bay. And Mike always trying to negotiate for his Bills. He says trade Pollard to the Bills. That would actually be a great move if the Bills were to do something like that. I think that would be great. But, man, look at Jarwin right now. No, that's actually Schultz right now with that one. So what a nice reception that is. All right, so Boston Sports says, what Pats jersey am I thinking of getting? I would love to get I probably would get a Stevenson jersey, Ramondre Stevenson. I probably would get his jersey right now, honestly. Get it now before his value goes up over the years. So I probably would do that. And let's see, Elliott gets a carry. It's nice to see Elliott get some carries. I know someone, I think the Sports Blitz earlier said that he has Zeke in his league. So I'm hoping for his sake that Zeke will fall into the end zone one time in this game at least. But yeah, definitely going. I mean, I could go the route of getting Gilmore or JC Jackson as well. But yeah, I mean, it's probably, if it's not Ramondre Stevenson, then I'll go defense probably. Maybe Gilmore. All right, so we're looking at 2nd and 10. Dak Prescott in the shotgun. Zeke's to his left. Trips right. He throws it, and it's caught by CeeDee Lamb. Gain of about 9 yards on that reception. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. So if they can keep doing this, keep doing that, it's going to bode for some great things for them. And meanwhile, let's see. So that connection between Brady and Gronk, that was their 100th touchdown. Interesting. Congrats to both of them. And let's see. Mike says that Schultz, the dude, has a nice stash action. Great catch on that one. Great catch on that one. Let's see. Mike says, who the Pats good linebackers. So in terms of linebackers, look no further than Dante Hightower at that linebacker position. Meanwhile, Dak play action fake to Zeke, throws it, and it is caught. And that would be Schultz with the reception and the first down for the Dallas Cowboys. And another close-up of that mustache. Let's see. Mike says, oh, Gilmore jersey if I had some paper. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Especially if I still had my dreads back like I did back in the day. Absolutely. Let's see. Ashak says, I need to get a new Bears jersey soon. Okay, Waquan Smith from the 2018 last. Okay, I know you're going to get the Justin Fields one. I already know which one you're aiming for. Oh, man, look at Dak out there just making guys miss and turning something out of nothing. Mike says Schultz, dollar store, Beasley. Let's see. Boston Sports says, if you would get offense and defense, you can get Stevenson and J.C. Jackson if you want to get two. Oh, yeah, J.C. Jackson, that's a good option as well. Very good option. I'm very scared that we'll lose either of them, so I'm trying to think which one's going to have the best chance to come back next season. Meanwhile, the toss to Zeke. And Zeke, look at the power he's displaying, guys, here late in the third quarter. And so now we're looking at another third down. And Dallas is playing with a lot of energy tonight. I love the way that they're playing tonight. I see Mike says Hightower, that's him. I would get his jersey. Oh, yeah. Oh, that Hightower. That's not a bad option. That's not a bad option. I prefer to get a jersey numbers that's either in like the 20s, though. Probably most likely the 20s or 30s or something like that. But, yeah, absolutely. All right. Shotgun. Dak's looking. Offensive line's protecting. He throws one up there. Pretty pass. And that's a touchdown. Touchdown, Coop. And Coop, he's currently down. And meanwhile, Dak is celebrating. He is fired up out there. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. What a possession that was, guys. Big time touchdown. That's how you respond when a team scores a touchdown. Mike says, what college did Dak play for? Dak, he played for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And so, yeah, he played for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, I believe. Mike says, Mac brothers, UB champs are Quinn. And so, oh, Mac brothers. Absolutely love them. Meanwhile, Coop getting in there for that touchdown. Oh, man, I wonder how many fantasy points right now Dak has. And so I need to check that because I know my man Dak, he's out there dishing out touchdowns tonight. And so need to see how he's currently doing. All right, let's see. Get 1 second here to check what's going on with this fantasy football stuff. Let's see. Ashak says, haha, I saw Fields is selling really hard right now, so I got to get one before they start selling for a meal. Absolutely. I mean, hey, I don't blame them. Get them now, though. But I tell you what, though, if you're looking to save a little money, though, you can always get an Andy Dalton jersey. Just throwing that out there. You can get an Andy Dalton jersey. You can probably get one of the offensive lineman jerseys from the dollar store or something like that. You just never know. But I said get them now before they're gone. Let's see. Boston Sports says that Dak played for Mississippi State. Yeah, Dak was with the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, what a pass. Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely, guys. And we've got a game. I mean, the extra point was good, and I have to say that because you never know with the way Zerlin is kicking tonight. But, hey, it's a 2-point game. You think about all the missed points that Dallas left on the table with the field goal unit. They left about 7 points on the table due to just special teams, mistakes, misses, all that stuff. And so Yeah, if you add those points right now, I mean, my goodness. But either way, it is still a great game. It is a great game on the field. It's a great game for the first game of the season. It's a great game if you got guys that are currently playing fantasy, like on your fantasy football team tonight, and you started them. You're pretty happy, unless you're someone that started Rojo, like myself. Then maybe you're not that happy. But some of us didn't have that option the moment that Gus Edwards went down and we're in a 16-team lead. So, just saying. But yeah, as Boston Sports says, he says, honestly hoped for JC to be a Patriot for his entire career. And you know what? That would mean a lot. If we, especially because I know in the secondary for the Patriots at that cornerback position, we don't really keep cornerbacks around till, especially once they reach that point where they're a little past their prime. So for a cornerback to finish their entire career for the Patriots, that would speak volumes in terms of what that would mean for just him, the organization, all of that. But man, look at these Cowboys on the sideline. I mean, look at the veins that are showing up on Dak Prescott's face right now. You know that he's into this. He really wants this. I mean, my goodness. I mean, guys, I can't help myself, man. If Tampa were to somehow lose this game, y'all, I am going to be like really just, I don't even know, man. Because, I mean, Tampa fans have really been giving me the business for not saying that they're going to be going undefeated in my prediction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers season this year. So, I mean, if they mess around and lose the first game, my goodness. Mike says, hamburger at Buffalo Wild Wings. Not sure how I feel about that. Wow. Let's see. Mike says, look at the time of possession. Yeah, absolutely, man. Time of possession. I mean, that's what makes a difference in a game like this, time of possession. Meanwhile, Leonard Fournette with the reception, and he's got the first down out the backfield from Tom Brady. I feel bad for anybody that started running backs, though, in this one, because running backs have not been getting a lot of love in this game, or at least not as much as you would hope. Let's see. Mike says the Titans versus Cardinals. Who you guys taking? It's a toss-up. It is a toss-up, but since it's down in Tennessee and the whole, situation where I don't really know what's going on with the Cardinals cornerback situation. When Malcolm Butler stepped away, I really have a hard time of knowing what the Cardinals are going to get from their secondary, and that's not a good sign when you've got A.J. Brown and you've got Julio Jones, although I know that the Titans are going to probably be very cautious with how they use Julio Jones, but still, Derrick Henry and company. I got to go Tennessee Titans at home too. I got to go Titans, like barely Titans. I know that I'm expecting a big year from Kyler Murray, but right now I just have to go and lean with Tennessee in this one. Let's see. Other Shark says, LOL, you could probably get one of those online jerseys from the dollar store. Nah, man, you ain't got to do them like that. I thought about saying a 99-cent store, but I don't know how many states actually have those 99-cent stores. But hey, I'm just saying, like, I doubt a lot of people are out there buying those jerseys. So, I mean, you sell them how you sell them. That's all I'm saying. They'll make for some good blankets or something for pet dogs, That's all I'm saying. But let me stop, though. But, yeah. Definitely, as a Shaq, you guys got to invest in drafting some linemen in the future. Like next year, that's what I want to see for the Bears. I'll do my mock draft right now. Best offensive lineman available. That's who the Bears take next year. Let's see. Boston Sports says, I'll be right back. Need to go get something. All right. Appreciate the heads up. We are here at the end of the third quarter, so absolutely understand that. We've got one more quarter, and what a quarter it is, guys. Fourth quarter on the way, and it is separated by just 2 points. I mean, Dallas has shown that they are hanging with the defending champs every step of the way, despite a couple errors here and there from both teams. This game has been pretty exciting. Let's see. Mike says, dang, Fournette is either really good or really not. I mean, Fournette has only gotten 5 carries out the backfield in this one. They really have not really tried to utilize him. Fournette is someone that I feel that as we get closer to, like, when the weather starts getting cold and, like, you want to run the ball and try to dominate more so on the ground, I feel like later in the season he's going to have more value than he's probably going to do early on in the season. Same with Wojo, because if either one of these running backs go down, then the other running back is going to benefit from it. But as we're seeing today, Tampa is going to be that pass-first team, and that's no surprise, obviously. But in terms of the lack of, carries and stuff, yeah, that's going to be something. That's going to be something. But, man, I mean, anybody that's got Coop right now, you've got 10 receptions, 116 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Amari Cooper, Then on the other side, you look at guys like Antonio Brown, 4 receptions, 118 yards, and a touchdown. You got Gronk. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns. I mean, my goodness. It's just a great day for those guys in fantasy football. And I'm just thankful that I'm not going against these guys right now in fantasy football. That's all I'm saying. You see, Mike says, I advise buddies to stay away from Zeke. Yeah, I had a friend that took Zeke, and he took it because time ran out on him because for some reason he could not get his computer to actually select the player that he wanted to select. And so he ended up taking Zeke, and he was not happy about that whatsoever. And he is not going to be happy about the way that Zeke is not performing this year either. I already know him. He's got to be fuming right now. Let's see. Mike says, very disappointed the Cowboys D-line and linebackers. And so, oh, yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely. Absolutely. I mean, you know that's an area that they're really trying to emphasize right now. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work for them, I feel, this season. Let's see. They hand the ball off to Leonard Fournette. And, I mean, after the fumble that Rojo had earlier in the game, it's no surprise that he's not getting a lot of carries here in this one. Let's see. Mike says jersey's not good for dogs. Too slippery. That's a good one. Mike says, I agree with every game prediction. Weird. That's interesting, Mike. I guess great minds really do think alike when it all matters, But wow, I mean, to think that, every pick we're on the same page. I mean, what can I say? I guess we've done our research. Now watch we come on Sunday, then half the teams that we pick, things don't go as we plan. Watch some crazy stuff happen because that's just the NFL. Things are never going to go the way that you project. The Washington football team, they're currently going against the Chargers. Yeah, so they're going to go against the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's going to be in Washington. So that's going to be a good one. 2 teams that I'm high on both teams, honestly. That was probably my hardest game to pick in terms of who's going to win. And so I went with the home team, Washington football team, but I would not be surprised if it went the other way. I felt like that was about as close to 50-50 as you got from me when I was doing my projections. Meanwhile, 3rd and 2, Brady throws, and it's caught. Mike Evans. When you need a play, give it to Mike. Mike is like the one guy that's still help get me some fantasy points here. Let's see. Mike says, let's see, who's Eagles and the Giants playing? The Giants are going to go against the Denver Broncos, and it's going to be at the Giants. I remember that. And as for the Eagles, they're going to be on the road at the Atlanta Falcons. So, yeah, I remember both of those. Eagles are going down to the Falcons. I like the Falcons at home. I know everybody went to replace Matt Ryan. I was on that board too. I felt like the Falcons should have. But Matty Ice is still a good enough quarterback. He's still got Calvin Ridley and now he's got, Kyle Pitts, and Mike Davis in the backfield. So I think Atlanta's got enough to where they can win at home down there in Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. I mean, if they don't believe in Jalen Hurts, don't ask me to believe in them either. As for the Giants and the Broncos, the Giants at home, I just like the Broncos defense, Teddy Bridgewater and company. Teddy's not going to turn it over. That's going to bode well for the Broncos. I'll give the Broncos a slight edge in beating the Giants in that one at the Giants. Meanwhile, we're looking at 2nd and 10. Brady's in the shotgun right now. Trips right. Brady's looking. He's got time. Incomplete pass. And wow, I mean, he had him there, but what a play. And it's going to be looking at 3rd and 10. So if ever this defense has a chance to get another stop, it has to happen right now on 3rd and 10. It has to happen right now. But what a play to barely get your finger on it. I mean, we're talking so small. I don't even know if that really impacted it all that much. But he did get a finger on it. Way to lay out for that ball. And let's see. Addersack says, only Bears online jersey I would get that's still in the team is James Daniel, because I remember that play where he literally won us the game in 2018. Meanwhile, Brady's going deep, and Chris Godwin drops it. That's a big one. It was in his fingertips, and it just went through it. Oh, man, he put it out there. I think if that was Antonio Brown, I think Antonio Brown would have made that catch. I'm just saying. But somehow, some way, Chris Godwin dropped that one. The ball was there. That's where you want the ball. And that right there could be really big for the rest of this game. But yeah, let me continue reading what Ajacek wrote. He says that play where he literally won us the game in 2018 by legit picking up Tariq Cohen and carrying him to the first. And so there you have it. Sometimes that's what it takes. Whatever it takes to win. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is going to be punting the ball on 4th and 10. Let's see. Mike says Bruce looks good for 68. He does. He looks like he really could use a couple of drinks though. And CeeDee Lamb with that catch there, it's going to be at the 5. So the Cowboys are going to have a long field to have to go here. Let's see. Who bears running back Ajacek? And so, yeah, when it comes, David Montgomery, that's the top running back right now. I believe they picked up, is it Damian Williams? Was that the one that they got from Kansas City? Or no, it was one of the Kansas City backup running backs who didn't play last year. I think that's the one, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Mike says Chargers, and he says big. Hey, Mike, let's see, Mike, if the Washington football team goes out there and win, maybe then you'll be convinced that this defense is good enough to where they can definitely carry Washington through a couple games. And his offense isn't all that bad. I like the pieces they have in place. Don't underestimate the Washington football team, but the Chargers are a good team as well. If they win, it won't be big. It'll come down to a game-winning field goal or something like that. One possession. Either way. Mike says, okay, our first disagreement. It was bound to happen, Mike. It was bound to happen. Let's see. Mike says the curse is looking like Javon Curse. Absolutely. Good old Javon Curse. Let's see. Mike says the Eagles versus Falcons. Hard agree the Falcons edge out, but both terrible. I think you summed that one up very nicely, Mike. All right, so Ajacek's response to the earlier ones is that they have a lot of great running backs. David Montgomery, Damian Williams, Khalil Herbert are their main running backs. And Mike agrees that Denver will beat the Giants. Yep, and it was a big drop. And as you said, Mike, perfect placement to Godwin on that one. And he dropped it, guys. And, hey, maybe Tampa's going to end up dropping a game. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Who's Bears number one? You think the Bears – hold on. The Bears number one the number one running back. Oh, that's definitely David Montgomery. Definitely. He's that lead back in that backfield for the Chicago Bears. Yes, see, Mike says Evans drops. Then perfect pass by Godwin. You can't drop those. Some drops you can do, but that's not a drop that you can. He said that's a good question. I think Monty currently, but Damian Williams is really good too. Oh yeah, Damian's probably gonna be more so like come in after David Montgomery, I'm believing. And Coop with another reception. I feel bad for anybody that's going against Coop right now in fantasy football now because Dallas is just getting obsessive with this. He's out there looking to have a monster year, it's looking like. All right, yeah, it's Damian. And we're looking at a 2nd and 8. Dak Prescott, he's got it. Okay, so there's no backs in the backfield. Zeke is up top. There's no backs in the backfield. Dak is in the gun. It's looking like Tampa could be bringing pressure. And they do. They're looking. Dak throws it. And just incomplete off the fingertips of Coop. The way that Coop's been balling out there, my goodness. And Mike says the Bears just need an O-line. Just get Fields out there. Bears will be on their way. They do need an offensive line, but where does one get an offensive line at this point of the season? For sure. Let's see. Dak backed up. Let's see. Mike says that Gallup is hurt. And so and meanwhile, Dak throws it. And that's going to be incomplete. That's going to be a punt. That is going to be a punt. So Yeah, the big play that the defense did, but I mean, they were against their own end zone anyway, so there's going to be a lot of pressure. So, yeah, punt the ball. They're going to have to play good defense if they're going to win this game. They're going to have to keep playing good defense and get some stops and make sure Tampa does not get in the end zone if they're going to have a chance to win this game. They certainly have the playmakers to where they can do it, but the defense is going to have to play a role in this one. Oh, man, look at Jerry Jones right now. Look at Jerry Jones. I know Jerry's nervous. I know Skip Bayless, he's nervous. I know all these guys are nervous right now. Let's see. Addersack says that I have uploaded 14 videos tonight and none of them reach 50 seconds. Hey, but what matters the most, Addersack, is definitely making sure that those videos get the views that you want. That's for sure. And if it's less than 50 seconds, are all of those coming up as shorts videos, I imagine? So, yeah, I'm still, kind of getting familiar with how those shorts videos work. But I believe 60 seconds or less, it automatically converts to shorts. But, yeah, 14 videos. Look at you. You're trying to go for my record here. If you're trying to outdo me, my record is 22 videos in a day. That's the most that I have uploaded in one day. So let me know if you cross that territory, Ajashak. Definitely let me know. Mike says neck and neck. Mike says you can't get good O-line now to where absolutely right. But I will say this, though. I'll throw this idea out there. I do know that the Houston Texans seem to be having not a yard sale, but a team sale right now. Any and everybody seem to be up for discussion. Now, the price varies, but maybe you look at Houston, and if you see someone that can be an upgrade, maybe you make a trade with them because they seem to be giving out everybody right now. They don't care if they're a starter or not. They're just like, you can have a good player. You can have a good player. You can have a good player. And so they're giving out gifts right now. So I would reach out to the Houston Texans right now and see how many offensive linemen we can get. Maybe just come up with a crazy deal to get every single decent offensive line that they have on a roster. Shoot, that's what I would try to do if I'm the Bears. Make that call. One call, that's all. Mike says, I guess the threat of Zeke keeps them honest, but Pollard more threat tonight. Yeah, Pollard's fitting the game plan for tonight very well. Zeke's more that, between tackles right now, it seems. But Tony Pollard is fitting the Bills in terms of what they're looking to do. But I like what they're both doing in the limited touches that they do have. But, I mean, Zeke only has 9 carries. A running back should at the very least, have about 20 carries, I think. Or maybe I'm just talking like a fantasy football owner, perhaps. But, yeah. But I feel what you're saying there. So Addersack says, I will let you know. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple times, I think 3 times I've exceeded 20 videos in a day. Right now, my total amount of videos that I've posted, I think, is about 940, maybe 941. And that's just in the span of like 9 months. And so, yeah, definitely I do my best to make sure I get these videos up there. And if anybody's watching this video right now, you're still watching the game, and which you should be because it's a good one, do subscribe to the channel. I mean, it's the best way to help the channel grow, help me get closer to my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, help me reach my goal of getting closer to that 150 mark on Twitch. I definitely do dedicate a lot of time, and I'm looking to dedicate a lot more time because I enjoy this stuff, enjoy talking sports with you guys as well. And talking about enjoyment, it has got to be very fun right now for Rob Gronkowski to be out there with Tom Brady. And hey, he just got that reception there. But, man, these two, they create magic when they're together out there. Let's see. Mike says the Texans fire sale. Y'all don't let Coach Dante hear that, y'all. Coach Dante will not be too happy about that. Let's see. Mike says, haven't seen much. You know what? That's a good point. Haven't seen too much of them. 2nd and 3, Brady, quick pass to Chris Godwin. And Chris Godwin, he's going, but he's brought down. And what a tackle that was, because Chris Godwin could have really gotten some more yards out of that one. Let's see. Mike says the Ravens injury is keeping you busy. My goodness, the Ravens. It's the way that the news is coming out for the Ravens that really gets me. 1 second, I just upload a video, then another one comes up, and it's like all these different things. And it's like, oh, man, they're coming out back to back to back to back. I'm like, my goodness, like let's get a couple seconds in between. I'm over here trying something different when it comes to just making sure that my thumbnails are a lot better. Meanwhile, AB with the reception, his helmet pulled off. AB's got to be careful now. They will throw those penalties out there on you. You know it. AB has got to remember that. You see, Mike says it's O-line market good. Well, nah, I can't say that it is, Mike. I can't say that it is. But if you're gonna find some capable starters, Houston Texans is the first team to hit up because my goodness, they're a team that they know they're not playing for anything this year, so they're just trying to trade, stock up on draft picks for the future, and go from there. Meanwhile, Brady with an awkward looking pass, and oh my goodness, Leonard Fournette with the reception. My goodness, though, what an awkward looking pass that is. That's one. If you get Brady to make a pass like that, you have to be able to be in position to pick that one off if you're Micah Parsons. That could have been a game changer. Let's see. Brady's in the shotgun right now. Oh, come on. That lineman moved so early. I was about to say, if y'all don't stop this play, now, y'all know good and well that man jumped about 5 seconds before everybody else did. As Hashtag says, you upload a lot. That is really undervalued, sadly. Make sure you don't burn yourself out, man. Love the content. Yeah, appreciate you, appreciate you. When I saw which one of those ESPN guys said that they're stepping away from it, I was like, oh, man, he probably burnt himself out because those guys, like, they never sleep, honestly. So I certainly understand him stepping away from it. And I've seen a couple other YouTubers, and I can't think of their names and stuff, but I did come across a guy that, like, he saw a tremendous amount of growth, but right before he hit that 1,000 mark, it's like he just burnt out. And so I definitely have reached out to other YouTubers. I know Coach Dante, someone that, I reach out to in that situation because I see that he does a lot of live streams. And so just finding that balance of, like, how do you not burn out and stuff. So definitely that is something to keep an eye out for. But I enjoy what I do. I don't feel like I'm burning out yet, so that's a great thing. And so we're going to see how many videos I end up with at the end of the year. I'm anticipating having more than probably about 1,300 videos when it's all said and done at the end of the year. But we'll see. We will see. But that's why I went ahead and uploaded. I'm like, I was going to try to do 2 streams in a day, but I'm like, I'll just keep it to 1 live stream, on the primetime games and stuff. 1 college football Saturday, all that stuff. But yeah, this is a great topic you brought up there. Meanwhile, 2nd and 6. Let's see. Brady's got 1 back in the backfield. Brady's under center. Dallas defense has got to come up big here. They have to help the offense out. Leonard Fournette gets that. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you look at that. What a powerful back Leonard Fournette is. People forget how powerful he is. Let's see. Mike says AB May. What? And let's see. Let's see. Mike says gutsy Tom Brady 12 throw. Yeah, absolutely. And there's a dude named Marpet. And so yeah, I got to pay more attention out there and see this Marpet guy. Evans anywhere. That's a good. I mean, Evans, yeah, he's out there. Evans made a couple catches. Meanwhile, AB again. And so AB's just having fun. That's what he's doing, and I absolutely love that. Let's see, Evans anywhere. So okay, we did that one. You know what? That's a great question. OJ Howard. Have not heard from OJ Howard. I mean, I feel like he's at this point. I guess you can say somebody's got to be the forgotten person. He's kind of become that forgotten person, but have not heard OJ Howard's name being brought up until you mentioned it. They hand it to Leonard Fournette, and as the game goes on, that's something that Tampa's going to definitely want to do. Run Leonard Fournette so that way if they score a touchdown, there's less time for Dallas to try to, have to score twice on 2 possessions, which is why Dallas needs their defense to come up big here. And I know that this defense, there's a lot of questions on this defense, but they've got to be able to make a stop. Because if not now, it may not be enough time for Dallas to be able to score twice and stop Tampa again. And this goes to some of those missed field goals that the Cowboys had earlier. And Leonard Fournette, he's got the first. He's got the first. And 78 Whiff, referring to Tristan Whiff. Yep, Tristan Whiff. Let's see. He was number 78 on the, and he was on the NFL 100. Okay. I actually did not get a good, decent look at the NFL 100 list. I saw like some of the like later picks, like the top 25, top 30-ish, around that area. Really, probably about the top 40 is what I saw. And Brady throws it to Chris Godwin. And Godwin fumbles the ball. Cowboys have it. Oh, man, what a break. Man, Tampa's just, man, that's tough right there, guys. Let's see, Tampa Bay, other running backs. Let's see. Well, other than, let's see, because Rojo, he fumbled earlier, so we haven't seen Rojo back in the game. Ronald Jones, we haven't seen him in the game since he fumbled. And other than that, Giovanni Bernard, I believe I've seen Bernard like once or twice in there. So, and in terms of Shady, I've seen him. So, but yeah, I know that they are very deep at that running back position. Let's see, Mike says that Fournette getting good only took him 7 years. Hey, anybody would struggle down there in Jacksonville. But Fournette's problem, I mean, I noticed that back at LSU as well, is that they would just hand him the ball and expect for him to be a beast. And that was not going to happen. Like, Leonard Fournette was great, but I remember back at LSU when LSU played against Bama, and everybody was like, oh, man, Leonard Fournette, he's about to go off on them. And Bama just kept, like, tagging him in the backfield, tagging him in the backfield, tagging him in the backfield. It was like a broken replay. Like, he needed to be in a good team like this in order for him to be able to strive. Not much different than, Marshawn Lynch and his time down there in Seattle. All right, so Zeke gets to carry for about a yard, but I mean, the Sports Blitz is not going to be happy right now on what Zeke's production is getting him, or lack of production right now in terms of yards. But I can hear Skip Bayless now. If the Cowboys lose this game, he's going to put it on Zeke. Somehow, some way, 10 carries is enough to where he should have 120 yards. He would try to make it seem like. Let's see. Addersack says, yeah, where's O.J. Howard been? He's been on the bench. That's where he's been. O.J. Howard has been on the bench. I don't even think they use him as the second tight end. I think they use that. What's that guy? I forget his name, but I feel like O.J. Howard doesn't even get in the second team unit, guys. Like, he may be buried somewhere, guys, on that depth chart. You know what? That'd actually be a good call, if I'm the Buffalo Bills. Either him or what's that guy for the Cleveland Browns who used to be their tight end? I forget his name, but he's like their second or third tight end. I feel like Buffalo can reach out for either one of those guys and get them on the cheap. And it's 3rd and 6. Dallas has got to find a way to get a first down here, I feel. Oh, that should have been okay, there we go. Let's see, Mike says Bernard. Yep, Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, they only used him like twice, I think, so far in this game. And Mike says the 88 Jensen, I'm becoming a fan. A fan of a fan. He's becoming a fan. I believe that's what, Jarin? And anyways, but yeah. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and catch up on some of these comments real again. Fumble. Oh, yeah, Rojo, that's Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones. I know I keep saying Rojo. Let's see. Prescott's looking. He throws. CeeDee Lamb. That's a first down. That's a first down, guys. But, yeah, that's Ronald Jones. Mike says 10 rushes, 29 yards. A regular season waiver. Walter Payton. Walter Payton. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb's had a very good game so far. Not as good as Cooper, but still. It's 1st and 10. Dak's looking, throws it to Coop. Speaking of Coop, Speaking of Coop, that's like what his 12th catch right now. 12 catches, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the way tonight's looking, he might get a third one, guys. Shame on anybody if they have Cooper on their roster and they did not start him. Shame on them. Let's see. Mike says Cameron Brate. That's the tight end. That's the tight end. Let's see. I like your Hunter. Meanwhile, let's see. Mike says this is let's see. Meanwhile, Dax. Oh man, what a hit on that throw. His arm is clearly moving forward. So I wouldn't even let them finish the play because his arm is clearly moving forward. But 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the game, y'all. This has gone down to the wire, man. This is what the NFL was hoping for. This was the best case scenario when they scheduled this Dallas-Tampa Bay game. Mike says, this is it. Will Dak lead the comeback? My goodness, guys. Look at Vita. Wow. Wow. That's a lot of man right there, guys. Game flew by. It really has, guys. Like, this is so much fun, but it really has flown by. And he finally has shown up, saving his best for last. And so Mike says, photo finish. Photo finish. Meanwhile, we're looking at a 2nd and 10 here. Dak Prescott in the shotgun's got Zeke. Let's see. Will this go to Cooper again? Dak's looking. He throws. And it's caught. CeeDee Lamb. My goodness. Dak Prescott. There's a flag on the play. But, hey, what a nice play that was right there by Dak. What a throw. And this is what they missed last year. And you know why they weren't able to make those plays last year? Do you guys know why? Because they had Andy Dalton in at quarterback last year. That's why we didn't see a lot of that last year. Andy Dalton was not that guy with this team. And so I'm telling you, Bears fans, you guys are going to be chanting Justin Fields till you're blue in the face. And I don't think Matt Nagy's going to be making a switch no time soon just because he's that type of coach that he's just going to take his time and not do it. Man, you see the holding call on that one. They had to call that one. Penalties can really change the outcome of a game, guys. Oh, come on. He's cleared. He clearly was offside. Y'all got to find a way to get these yards back. 2nd and 20. Dak's looking. Will he look in the direction of Cooper again? He throws it. It's caught by Wilson. Gotta love Wilson. Gotta love him. I know he doesn't get nearly as much of the attention as the other receivers, but absolutely love this receiving core, this depth chart of the Dallas Cowboys. And so Tom Brady, he's sitting on that sideline. I know that look. I know that look. I know that look. Mike says that Brady is mad. Oh, he is real upset. He's real upset. He's that kid right now that this was supposed to be his birthday party right here. This was supposed to be about Tom Brady and Tampa Bay. 76% of America chose Tampa Bay to win this game. This was supposed to be about the Buccaneers. And yet Dak Prescott has come to the scene, stolen the show. He's out there making passes, and yet Brady's not happy right now. They've had a lot of opportunities, and Brady knows that you have to capitalize off of these opportunities. You have to. But, man, what a game we've got here, and this is going to be one heck of a finish. One heck of a finish. Let's see. Mike says that Dak is showing everyone he is worth the cash. There you go. In other words, crown him. As the late Denny Green would say, crown him. And my man, he's working very hard for that money. I mean, heck, if y'all plan on using Zeke like that, just 10 carries in the entire game, maybe giving Tony Pollard maybe about 4 or 5 carries, then yeah, you got no choice but to pay my man that kind of money if y'all just going to do like that. Now the question is, all that money that they're paying Zeke just to use him like that, but anyways, that's a whole different topic for a whole nother day. But everything is working out right now for Dallas. And so will Dallas go ahead and make my predictions wrong on the very first night? Me projecting Tampa Bay to win this game. Will they make my predictions look wrong? Let's see. Now Shaq, he's amazed. He's like, wow, this is a game here, folks. This is a game. And yes, this is going to be close. This is going to be close, guys. This is going to be really close. Mike says, if you had Zeke, you got goose egg points. If you have Zeke in your fantasy football team right now, my best advice, my best consolation to you is that you hope that once they get to the goal line, that Zeke falls in the end zone this week to save you this week. And you have got to find a way to try to find somebody who did not pay attention to this game and try to hype them up and try to see the best trade you can get for Zeke. Because, yeah, this is going to be a long season for Ezekiel Elliott owners if this is the Dallas Cowboys team that we're going to see. I mean, all the receivers, you're going to be great. You got Amari Cooper. You got someone out there right now that's balling. You got Michael Gallup. You're happy. You've got CeeDee Lamb. You're ecstatic. But these running backs right now, fantasy football talk, nah. Nah. Same for Tampa. Although I think later in the season, though, they'll get more value down there in Tampa, especially as the weather starts to get colder. Starting 11, Dak's looking. Dak throws it, and it's a first down. CeeDee Lamb, and he takes it all the way to about the 35-yard line. CeeDee Lamb with a nice reception. And so this will get them in field goal range. My goodness, this is a great play. But we know that Dallas has struggled with field goals in this game. I mean, that's why they're losing right now, simply because of special teams. So they have to be thinking in the back of their head, if they can get a touchdown to win this game, that's the route you want to take. Do we want to put our faith in Zerlin? Man, you're asking for a lot right now. Either way, you are asking for a lot. And right now, let's see. Adjustak says, so happy for Dak. He is easy to root for. He has so much pain in his life in many different ways. You're right about that. He lost his brother, the rehab, all of that stuff. Meanwhile, there's a penalty right now. Okay, they're saying a timeout call. All right, timeout, Dallas. Make sure we get this right now. Don't y'all go around messing this up. And Bruce Arians, he looks redder than the hat he's wearing right now. He is not happy. He did not anticipate this right now from his team. And it's what gets him is the mistakes, guys. It's the mistakes that you cannot make. You just can't do it. But, yeah, I agree with you. Dak is an easy person to root for. Definitely hoping that he gets it. I was so happy when he finally got the money, given everything that he's been through, and just, to finally be able to get that money after standing your ground for so long. That was good. And Mike says that Lamb he's a game changer. That's what he does. He changes the game. That's why they drafted him, and for reasons just like that. Let's see. Adjustak says, oh, my God, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb making plays, doing work. Let's see. Mike says the Buck fans stunned. Brett, I really want to, just hear from those Buccaneer fans that basically came from my channel, from my video, because I said that they're not going to go undefeated this year. So if they come out in the first week and lose the game, my goodness, Buccaneer fans, look out. Love you, but Buccaneer fans, yeah. I mean, they have to realize that you're not going to win every game that you play. This is the NFL. There's a reason why we play the games. I mean, I tell you what, though. I mean, just to think that just a couple of days ago, my man Dak wasn't even able to fully practice at 100%. And now we look at him, I mean, given everything that he's been through, not just talking about the coming back from the ankle foot injury in which he had 2 surgeries for and all like that, but also the shoulder as well, where he was out there instead of throwing football, he was throwing, I believe, a towel or a tennis ball or something like that, and then to see what we're seeing right now, this is incredible. Incredible. And we love these stories right here. We love these great comeback stories. And what comeback story would be better than to beat Tom Brady on opening night? I mean, because as far as I can recall, the last time I can recall Tom Brady getting beat on opening night, I don't know, last season, I can't remember who Tampa Bay opened up with last year because he was with the Buccaneers. And so at that time, wasn't really watching him that year. I was focused on my own Patriots. But, I mean, with the Patriots, I mean, to lose the opening night game, I think, and Mike, you might remember this, was the time that Buffalo had beat the Pats 31-0, that opening game, way back around 2002, 2003, when Drew Bledsoe, I think, was quarterbacking for the Bills in that one. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott takes it, throws that one out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Adeshak says that, yeah, this ain't a guaranteed score. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, oh, no, don't come down to a kick. That's what I'm talking about. I am highly nervous for that kicker. Don't come down. Because even if he makes the kick, Tampa still got 3 timeouts. Tampa can still move the ball. So Dallas has got to be smart about this. If they were able to run the ball and just keep – but they'd have to have a lot more faith in their kicker. And they give the ball to none other than Zeke. We've talked about him, but can Zeke come up big here for this game? Let's see. Mike says, undefeated, no, not with that offensive line and secondary, 2 or 3 losses. I projected 4 losses for Tampa Bay this year. You know, I feel like there's a couple teams that will sneak up on them. Just like last year, when you watched Tampa last year against the Bears, you know, you saw that game struggle there. Against the Giants, struggled in that one, you know, and obviously what the Saints were able to do in the regular season, you know, I don't expect the Saints to be able to repeat that, but can they still steal one? I think that's very possible at home to steal one, depending on whenever Tampa goes down to the Saints. It's possible. I mean, division games, you have to throw records out the door, throw the pass out the door. You just never know. You never know. Mike says, I wonder if the Cowboys are higher than my rank 10. I think you got them at a good spot right now. Let's see how some of the other teams look. As we know, you know, week to week, things change. So we need to see some consistency. But right now, I love what I'm seeing. And so Dak, he throws it to Zeke, and Zeke brings down that one, and he lowers the shoulder. It's going to be a flag on the play. Let's see what this flag is going to be. Man, this game right here, though, guys, this is a pretty tense one. Can we stop with the holding on the offense, though? My goodness. Can we please stop with the holding on offense? And Mike says 31-3. Okay, 31-3. And Mike says last game you beat us was 31-3. Okay, 31-3. I remember that. And so Mike is like, is Brady the kind of WB that can lead comebacks? Well, we know Tom Brady can lead comebacks, but can he in this one? We'll have to see how much time is left. But Dak, he's throwing, and then there's Coop. I mean, who else would you give it to in this situation than Coop? I mean, Coop doing work. 13 catches, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we're still wondering, is it enough? If you're Dallas right now, that's tough. This is going to be real tough because not only do you have to make the field goal, but you've got to stop Tampa Bay from getting in position to make the field goal as well. So they're going to need a perfect finish to this game. But first things first, can they get the field goal to be good? Let's see. Mike says 4 losses, sure. Yep, that's very possible. Mike said the Chiefs will lose some too. And where, who knows? I mean, that's the beauty of the NFL season. Who would have known last year that the Jets, I think led by Joe Flacco, was going to be able to go down and beat the Rams last year? Who would have known? Let's see, Holden. All right, here we go. Field goal attempt, 48 yards. Kick is up. And it's good. It is good. You know what, guys? If Dallas finds a way to hold on to this game and somehow win, I don't mind being wrong tonight. Absolutely don't mind being wrong. But, yeah, these Cowboys, they are playing with a lot of heart right now. Having Dak back, Dak is their leader. He's their emotional leader. He's their leader on the field. And so this team is responding to his energy because you know this means so much to Dak to be out there right now. And he's definitely playing out there with high emotions. Yes, he says this is bad. And then, okay. Oh, let's see. I think it was the 2003 season. Yeah, it might have been a 2003 season, Mike, in which the Bills and the Patriots, they opened up, and then the Bills had beat the Pats like 31 opening game, and then the last game of the season, the Pats beat them 31-0 to end the season. And so it's the complete opposite. And that was the year that the Patriots won their second Super Bowl that year with Tom Brady. Let's see. Adishak says, do they kick it? And Mike says he don't wants to watch this, but it's good, guys. It was good. It was good. So, yeah, sorry I'm so late on the comments, guys. Like, let's see. It's good. Absolutely. And then Mike says, oh no, how it felt to be a Bills fan last 20 years. I know it's been rough, Mike. I know it's been rough, but it's the future's looking really bright right now. The future's looking really bright. Between our two teams, the AFC East is in good hands, and they'll no longer be able to say what they used to say back in the day about the AFC East being weak. That's not the case at all anymore. All right, 1st and 10, Tom Brady in the shotgun. I believe, is that Giovanni Bernard near him? And they give it to Bernard on the pass. Haven't got to say his name too much today. I mean, but you barely get to say the first two running backs, so I imagine. Ryan Suckup. Ah, man, this is going to be a tough one for Dallas Young's defense. But let's see. All right, so, and Brady throws it. Oh, man, I feel like the interception was just in his grasp. But Mike Evans, he took his eyes off the ball, lost concentration. But, man, I feel like that would have been a nice pick. He extended his arms nicely. It should have been picked off. And then Mike says Mike is having a terrible game. Okay, so that ball was tipped in the air. He should have picked it off. If he picks that off, guys. All right, but it's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Can we get a stop? Brady's in the shotgun. He's looking. And it's complete. It's complete down low. And that's Giovanni Bernard with the reception. He's coming in clutch here, and this is why they brought him over from Cincinnati for these situations. And Mike says that Mike has zero hunger. And it's looking, but we see a penalty. We know how penalties can alter the momentum of a game. Oh, man, guys, less than a minute left to go, separated by just 1 point. So much pressure. Okay, false start in the offense. I'll ask you guys right now, who do you guys think is going to win this right now? Who do you guys have winning this game? Let me know right now. I know early on we said who's going to pick, but now that we're in this situation, do we think that the Cowboys have what it takes to win this game? Or will Tampa come up big and be able to win? That is the question. It's going to be 1st and 15. Ajasak says, can Brady do it? That answer is yes. Brady can do it. Will he do it? That is the question. Brady's dropping back. He's looking. He's throwing to Gronk. And Gronk, he has it. He gets about a good 6 yards on that one, 6-7 yards. It's 49 seconds. Tampa Bay's got no timeouts. It's going to come down to Dallas's defense. Everything comes down to the defense. Mike says that this would suck if he was a huge fan. Stressful enough. There's a lot of stress. A lot of stress. Adishak says that I ain't a Cowboys or Bucks fan, but I am stressed. I am stressed, guys, because I want to see Tampa stressed. I want to see the fan base right now stressed about this game because I did not take too kindly to them saying that Tampa Bay is just going to walk and go undefeated just because they brought the band back. It doesn't work that way. But let's see. See, Brady's looking. Brady throws. And yeah, Brady's getting away with throwing the ball away, I see. I think that is accurate. Yeah, no one near that. Mike says, everything you could want if you were a network. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're talking primetime game. There's no other games, and it's just all focused on this one game. So if you're a primetime network and you know everybody has to be watching you for this, my goodness. All right, so here we go. 24 seconds, 2nd and 10. If they can just get some type of sack, guys, this would just be beautiful. Brady throws it. And Chris Godwin with a big-time reception. My goodness, Lewis. How did you let that happen? You can't let that happen. Who OC? I forgot he was a good quarterback. Man. I mean, just watching the replay, he clearly pushed off. But the referees, you know they're not going to call against Brady in that situation. You know that. It should have been. Let's see what. Oh man, y'all, this is tough. And Brady throws it away. So at the very best, we're gonna have to hope that the kicker for Tampa Bay misses, that suck up misses. We're gonna have to hope for that. And Mike says, "Yep, this is how it felt 20 years as a Bills fan." And Mike says, "Tampa Bay offensive coordinator." That is Byron Leftwich. That's the offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich. Had to call me out on that, Mike. He says, "Oh, listen, you calling foul on Brady now." I mean, what can I say, Mike? What can I just call what my eyes see here? And that's what I'm saying. All right, so Brady's got no backs in the backfield. He's looking. He throws it away. Does the veteran play here? And Mike says, Bills fans problems. What can I say, Mike? Am I saying that now the NFL, Brady's doing you dirty? Hey, all I'm saying is that, in that situation right there, that was clearly pass interference on the offense. But you know what? I can't say that because I know that there's some Raider fans out there that definitely would like to pounce on this opportunity to talk about way back when, Meanwhile, Brady has it. He just throws it away, just catch and throw it away. They're going to have to create the Brady rule saying if you just catch and throw it away like that, then, yeah, you can't do that. I guess we now have something in common, and, man, it's going to come down to this. It's going to come down to this. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And I'm sure that my TV is behind you guys, so I will not be checking the scoreboard right now. Let's see. And, of course, it all comes down to all the missed field goals that Dallas had in this game. And it's good, guys. It's absolutely good. Well, there we go. Mike says, oh, Brady cheated. And let's see. Addershak says, wow. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys. Like, I'm just like, what a game this was. What a game this was. Gotta feel bad for Dak Prescott and company. Any chance we can see some type of Dak Hail Mary? But, man, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Yeah, Brady's clutch. He's clutch. I mean, it helps to be clutch when you have great field goal kickers. Maybe if he had Dallas kicker, maybe he would not have been as clutch. Just saying. But, man, Wow. Well, let's see if Dallas can come up with some crazy play. But look at those stats right there. My goodness. Somebody who has Dak Prescott on his team, they're really happy. Let's see. Mike says, really good call again. If you ever get crazy and want to do a Liberty, I want to check out that quarterback. There we go. That Liberty quarterback. Hey, I really do need to check him out, though, because I'm not impressed with North Carolina's quarterback at all. Now, Oklahoma's quarterback, I think he'll do good. I'm not sure if he's someone that I want to necessarily draft, but I'll take him over North Carolina's quarterback in a heartbeat. And then, yep, Vinatieri, he came in clutch so many times. Vinatieri, to Stephen Gostkowski, all those guys, clutch kickers. Because the quarterback can only be clutch in those situations if his kickers come through. If his kickers are out there missing left and right, then yeah, that's tough. Just ask the Chargers recently because they've had a lot of kicking struggles over the years that cost them some close games. And so, yeah, Mike says very impressive. So that's the play that they wanted to run to end the game. And so there we go. Final score, 31-29. We have the Buccaneers winning this game. But, man, Dallas played very well, guys. Like, very well. Like, Tampa Bay, they just won the game. But Dallas played very well. But you cannot beat a team when you have as many missed opportunities as Dallas did. They left 7 points on the table in terms of missed field goals, 2 missed field goals, extra point. They left 7 points on the board. If they get those 7 points, we're talking about a completely different outcome of this game. So those are mistakes you can't make, especially missing 2 field goals. You just can't do it. Let's see, Mike says you got to play perfect means no missed kicks. Especially we're talking about that close kick early on. I can understand a 60-yarder one, but the one that was a lot closer early on, those are plays that you just cannot miss, guys. Can't do it. Adashak says, what a night. Absolutely. I totally agree. It's been a great night, great opener. Mike says that Dak showed that he can stand with absolutely anyone. And so, hey, I'm proud of Dak. He went out there. He did great. Hey, Coop had one heck of a night, y'all. 13 receptions, 139 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. If only they could have gotten one more. But it just wasn't meant to be. And what an opener it was indeed. Indeed. And so, yeah, absolutely great, guys. And so I'm looking forward to Sunday for sure. But even before then, I know we have some college football games tomorrow night. My next live stream is going to be Saturday, going to be streaming the Ohio State-Oregon game. So hopefully you guys will join me there. And if anybody's watching this stream and you're not subscribed to the channel, if you're watching through YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitch, definitely do consider following the channel. Best way to, stay up to date with a lot of these streams that I'll be doing. And if you're watching through Facebook, I appreciate you guys so much in the support. But really, guys, it's been fun. Great opening night and looking forward to a great and long, successful season. Let's see. I just like says, great stream. Have a great night, JB. Thanks for the stream. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much, Azashak and Mike. Thank you guys for staying here with this stream and everybody else that's been here. But you guys have a great night. Look forward to seeing you guys this weekend when it comes to the next stream. And, of course, I'll be posting more sport news as it continues to drop. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and see you guys next time.